Being Black in America, unfortunately, also comes with the fact that because we are so disorganized as a race, we often have to accept less than what we are entitled to because we choose not to fight together. So much is going on the internet right now about the election. We got about 3.5 months until November the 5th. And so much conversation. A lot of American Africans are saying we should vote for Donald Trump because at least he's speaking to the economic issues of Black America, whereas the Democrats have been completely silent. Some folks are saying we gotta vote for the Democrats because Trump is a monster. And I kind of disagree with all of the above.
So you've been injured in a recent car accident and you want to get a major check like this right here. Here's what you're gonna do.
Because who you vote for is not as important as why you vote and how you vote. What do I mean by that? You're supposed to have a reason for doing anything. You have a reason for going to work. You have a reason for raising your children. You had a reason for coming in here tonight to talk to Dr. Umar. You have a reason for why you pay insurance. You have a reason for why you feed your children healthy food. All human behavior has a reason. The only human behavior I know of that has no reason is Black people's voting behavior. At least since Dr. King's assassination. At least since Dr. King's assassination. And let's see how many presidential elections we had since then. Dr. King died shortly after, 68. So you had 72, you had 76. You had 1980, 84, 88, 92, 96. 2000, 2004, 2008, which was, many of y'all thought, the second coming of Jesus Christ, Barack Obama. He's gone, and as you can see, he brought you nothing at all. And then you had 2012, 2016, 2020, that's 13, and 2024. If my math is correct, forgive me if it isn't. We are 14 presidential elections since the assassination of the good Reverend, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. 14 elections later, and Black people are still voting for the lesser of the two evils. Think about that for a minute. You are a $2 trillion people. You spend $30 billion on weaves and perms every year. $2 billion on Air Jordans every year. $4 billion on liquor and alcohol every year. $800 million on chicken, turkey, beef, and pork every year. Untold billions on electronics and video games. Per capita, you purchase more Mercedes-Benzes and BMWs than every other group in America, although you have.
Let's speak to that. Dang. Jesus. 1 second.
Less wealth than every other group in America. In 14 presidential elections since Dr. King, you're still voting for the lesser of the two evils. Is that the only way to go? Of course it's not. Voting for the lesser of the two evils, if you believe in such a thing, because for me, evil is evil. It don't come in degrees. Freedom is freedom. It don't come in degrees. Equality is equality. It don't come in degrees. Justice is justice. It don't come in degrees. My beautiful African sisters, is there such thing as being half pregnant?
No, sir. No, sir.
Is there such thing as being half dead? You're either alive or you're deceased. Certain things don't come in degrees. And freedom is one of them. Evil is one of them. Righteousness is one of them. The reason we're stuck voting for the lesser of the two evils, Columbia, South Carolina, is Black people haven't made up our minds. We have not made up our minds to use our money and our political power as a weapon for our liberation. And let me be clear, most of you in here, most of us in America, 50 million American Africans are politically apathetic. You don't study politics. You don't get involved in politics. You have no interest in politics. I don't just mean the electoral politics. That's popular politics. I'm talking about everyday politics, the politics of liberation, the ways and means of achieving liberation. That's a political discourse. And do you know why we're so apathetic about who wins? We're so apathetic about who takes advantage of the black vote. We're so apathetic about who becomes the governor of South Carolina, the mayor of Columbia, the mayor of Charleston, the mayor of Goose Creek, Greenville, the mayor of Beaufort. You know why we're so apathetic? It's because slavery convinced you that you will never have control over your human destiny. Slavery made us comfortable having no say-so. 246 years on a plantation. Of being a
Damn. Okay. I wanted to have a few words. Yeah, dang it. We're gonna get it right. We're gonna get it right. This is We-On-Loc Nation, of course. When Dr. Umar spoke about relatively how everybody and their mama would love to have, a big fat check from the government, that's referring to reparations. He's listing, there's a reason why him and others would list all the, I would say relatively all the unnecessary things that even if the government had decided to, let's just say at a ballpark figure, would write a check for per family. I think that's per capita. If I'm right, I'm right. I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But if the government were to write a check per family, say $438, $438,000, 430,000. Excuse me, I said that wrong. $438,000, right? It might be higher than that, but we're gonna just it's just in my head. 438,000 per family, because we're talking about in the trillions of dollars that the government is going to be spending, and it's going to bankrupt. This is going to bankrupt the world, which I really don't mind, and I really don't care. It like I said, through government and government official. I mean, the government is not just one person. The government is a plethora of beings who work as an entity, if that makes any sense. So $438,000 per family, and that's not a lot of money, but it will do with certain people, because a lot of people do need this money, right? What's it gonna pertain? What are you gonna do when you lose it all? it's just going to go right back. Everybody knows it's going to go right back in the hands of your oppressor. So I would rather, and if you are smart enough, if the government were to give you this money, will you be smart enough to put it on a business, put it on some landscape? We got like 12, maybe 13% of land here left. Would it be I don't know. If you're a consumer like that, I would put the money where it best suits the Black community the most, and that's in Black businesses where the money translates 8 to 12 times, just like in the white community, just like white communities do it. In the Chinese and the Asian communities, they do it. The Arab, they do it. It's very tough, but I know. If it were to happen, if it were all to go down today, if it were to go down right now, then I know we would lose. And then what would the excuse be? Just saying.
A thing instead of a person. Once that slavery was over, we continued to behave, think, act, and feel like we were irrelevant. And that plantation irrelevancy, that 2.5 centuries of plantation irrelevancy has seeped into the African psyche. And although we've been off the plantation for 156 years, our political behavior is still that of an irrelevant people. Our economic behavior is still that of an irrelevant people. Our social behavior is still that of an irrelevant people. I mean, let's look at the school system, right? I'm a certified school psychologist. My job is to do what? Evaluate the children for special education. It's my job to decide who's learning disabled, who's autistic, who's emotionally disturbed, who needs special ed for the ADHD, who needs special ed for the conduct disorder, who needs the special ed for the ODD, who needs special ed for the intermittent explosive disorder. And you know what I find in special ed? Black parents, even with your children, even with your babies, you are apathetic, and you often resign yourself to let white people dictate what is in the best interest of your Black children. That's why the special ed is out of control. That's why the ADHD rates are out of control. That's why we got all these Black boys throughout the state of South Carolina on Ritalin and Adderall and Concerta and Cycler and Meditate, taking these dangerous drugs.
I often, well, me and the missus, we often tell our children that in order for you to be successful, in order for you to get what you want, you have to be good in these areas. Specific areas, basic training, basic areas, math, social studies, English, science, stuff like that. And my one question to all of you is, how important are your children? That will be the topic of the day. Are our children important? And if they are important, which I would say that 98% of you would say sure, how important would be? Because there are those children out there, there are those adults with children, those parents with children would often say, F them kids. I don't call them parents, I call them lunatics. Anybody with kids and thinking that they have a good family and say, F them kids, I need to check your sanity too. I really need to check your sanity. Why on earth would you sit there and say those things not knowing the consequences that come with them? You know, words have power, right? You do know that words have power. I would quite think that you would know. Um, and for the other fact of it is those who often say those things, and I'm not including everyone in this, those who would dare have that come out of their mouths often think that the children of today are messed up, and they're messed up for various reasons, which I'm not going to really go into because the doc is already cooking and starting and cooking and cooking and cooking as he usually does. So I'm just asking, how important are your children? I know how important my children are. That's why I'm fighting for them every day.
Same drugs that send men to jail on the street. They change the label and give it to your sons in school so they can sit still long enough to be miseducated by racist white females. And you all are just as passive with your children as you are about the politics. So don't say, Dr. Umar, we're not interested because we don't pick the president anyway. You're absolutely right. You don't pick the president. But you could use your numerical strength, your political power, and your economic power to transform the way business is done in America. And the longer you wait to get serious about your liberation, the harder it will be for you to stand when you decide to get up out that chair. Because I don't know if you've been paying attention. Ever since the election of Barack Hussein Obama, Black people, every single election since, have been getting pushed further and further down the social ladder in this country. Before Barack Obama, you was the priority minority. They didn't like you, didn't care about you, but every president had to take a position on Black folks. Good or bad. Now they don't even have to mention your name. In fact, they come up with a whole list of words to use to make sure they don't even discuss you.
If you're looking to get a degree in IT or cybersecurity, UMGC is waiving their application fee through August 29th. Low cost tuition, 100.
They use words like minority. How do we make Black people think we're including them when we're completely looking past them? They use words like minority. They use words like disadvantaged Americans. They use words like people of color. And you say, oh, they talking about me. I'm first. No, they're not talking about you. If they were talking about you, they would have said Black like they used to. They don't use the words Black and African American no more. They say minorities and people of color. That way they can talk to Asians and Arabs, East Indians and Latinos, not even include you when you think you're a part of the game. Because one of your plantation carryovers is that illusion of inclusion. Black people think they're being thought about when you're not even being mentioned. And my Black sisters, I know y'all crazy for Kamala Harris. Y'all can't wait. Go give your sister that vote, your AKA sister. Go ahead. And guess what she gonna do for you? The same thing Barack Obama did for you. Not a damn thing. Not a damn thing. I tell you who's gonna eat real good though. Let Vice President Harris end up in that White House. You know who's gonna eat real good? The East Indian immigrant community. By the time she's out the White House, oh, you think they own the Dunkin'? You think they own the hotel chains now? You think the East Indians are buying up all these American franchises now? Wait till Kamala Harris get done with the White House. Barack Obama put the homosexuals out front. Kamala Harris gonna put the East Indians out front. They will be the number one minority group in this country if she gets that White House. And it's our fault. I don't even have to demonize. I don't know if she's half Black today or half Indian today, but I don't even have to demonize her. Truth of the matter is, Black people, until you start organizing, working together, solidarity is the weakness of the American Negro.
Which they won't, because they're so scared. Hold on. Am I on? Okay. Like I said, they won't because they're so damn scattered here in the United States that it's I don't want to say it's impossible, and I don't want to say we don't have no hope. But Jesus Christ, when you have a whole bunch of separatists dealing in absolutes or forming their own cults, it's kind of difficult to explain to people who are separated from each other, people who believe that they were here first, we were here first. No, they were here first, and we're Indians, we're Navajo, we're Black Americans, we're this, we're that. We're just so separated from each other. So it's not easy, and I'm not saying it can't be done, but the road is a very narrow road when it comes to togetherness and when it comes to Pan-Africanists. I mean, the road to the road to FBA is quite wide. The road to ADOS is quite wide. Why? They've been talking reparations for years and still haven't got reparations. And over here, they've been talking about reparations. They still haven't got reparations. None of these Negroes have got any reparations. And the only tribe that's ever got any reparations are real Indians, not these $5 fake ass Indians. You know what I'm saying? So it's gonna be a while. It's gonna be a long time. It's gonna take some tragedies. Sorry to say, but it's gonna take some tragedies. It's gonna take something other than a whole bunch of killings. It's gonna say enough is enough. I've had it. I've had it up to here already. I've had enough of the fighting. I've had enough of the arguing, the back and forth and the back and forth. Not the healthy kind. I'm talking about the most ignorant shit that you can ever come up with. And I'm gonna show you in a minute how ignorant we are. In a minute. But now I want to translate to another video. And excuse moi, I am snacking on something right now. Brother is kind of hungry. I've been fasting.
How are you?
Memphis, Tennessee.
I work
We
at a
just had Nashville. Now we got Memphis. All right. What's
Yes,
your thoughts, Sister Raven?
Hi.
Natural hair.
First,
Why y'all not wearing it?
yes,
Why aren't
first
Black women
off, I
working
do want
together?
to.
Why y'all competing? And why we not respecting the elders?
Okay. First, I want to tap into the natural hair aspect. Of course, I'm a licensed cosmetologist. I work in Memphis, Tennessee. Got my client right here. Her name is Donna.
Right.
Yes.
Hey, Donna.
So I do want to address that. I do think it's like a mental health issue when it comes to like African American women not choosing to wear their hair. As you see, I do have on a wig right now myself, and I do feel like I struggle with wearing my natural hair and being comfortable with my natural hair. I'm a hairstylist and I still struggle with it. So I do think it's something deeply rooted, especially from childhood. It's like, the process of us getting our hair hot combed and straightened by our parents at such an early age. And it's basically saying that if our natural hair isn't accepted. Does it make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So I do feel like that's something that as African American women, we deeply struggle with. Like, it's like embedded. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not making an excuse for me wearing wigs, but I know it's something internal that I feel like I'm not as accepted or as beautiful in society standards if I'm wearing my natural hair.
Powerful, well said.
Yes. But I did want to address something as well, as far as the Black agenda when it comes to this presidential election.
Yes.
How do we get people in our area and basically in the whole world to stick to one agenda? Like, do we need to have like a national press conference and we have to list 5 different things that we all can agree on? Because I'm trying to figure out, like, as Black people, we're not monolithic. Like we all have different things that we feel like is important to us. So how can we all get on one page? Because I was literally in my notes the other day and I was trying to write down a list of things.
Nope, because what ideas that other people may have may not be your ideas. And I already know what the first idea is going to be. Make women submit. That's going to be the first idea. It's going to be a waste of time. Unless you get people in, let's say, communities that have absolutely, positively had enough. Like I can't even think right now. Not the riot, but the rallies that happened before, during, and after Sonia Macy's departure. If you get those individuals, if you get those families that absolutely positively have had enough, then you might have something. But until that time, you just, again, like I said before, you have too much separation of Black people in this country and online. I just hope for the best.
I feel like it's important to me, but how can I say that that's important to the next Black person?
That's a good point, good sister. I think the problem is when you're dealing with the presidential election, I think, unfortunately, Black people have been manipulated into identifying as Democrat as opposed to simply looking at the Democratic Party as an option or a tactic. We identify with them, so we feel like we are Democrats.
I agree with that because even as a child, I used to see my grandmother and they always like, they voting Democrat, they voting Democrat, they voting Democrat. Even before I was able to understand what Democrat and Republican was, it was just known in the household, oh, we voting for whoever is Democrat. I never heard them discuss issues on why they wanted to vote for the Democratic Party. It was just like, Black people do Democrat my whole life. And as I'm getting older, I'm kind of pushing back from that because I don't know if it's the internet, but I'm like suspicious of anyone, Black or white. Like,
yes.
You're African American. I believe, like what you were saying about the Black bourgeoisie, they want to push their agendas forward, but not thinking about the lower man.
Yes.
So
yeah,
I'm just trying to figure out like what should I be telling my people around me that we should get on route for?
Well said. Let me ask you a question, Queen, on the Black male-female relationship front.
Mm-hmm.
What are the 3 things that you think Black women would appreciate more from Black men? Like when y'all look at us and the way we treat y'all or don't treat y'all, what we do, what we don't do, how we feel, don't feel, communicate, don't communicate. What are 3 things that if Black men just did them a little bit more for Black women, you think that the communication and the quality of the relationship would improve drastically?
I feel like security is the number one aspect.
What do you mean by security?
Making a woman feel safe. And safety is going to come from like different aspects of different things. As far as like, I want to know that the man that I'm with is going to care for me, like genuinely. So like the little things, like far as like, I don't want to make it like monetarily wise, but like just little things about like, if I feel like, if I'm telling you, if I'm talking to him like, heck, my gas tank on you. You know, I'm at work all day. Why won't you just come pick up my car and give me some gas? You know what I'm saying?
Go an extra mile sometimes.
Yeah, just go the extra mile. But also, like I said, every woman wants to feel safe. They want to feel protected.
Well, in order for that to happen, you got to meet him halfway. Well, I don't even know what that part means. I don't even know what that part means anymore. I just don't know what that part means. I mean, you meet somebody halfway, they want to take an extra mile just because they're men. It sounds like a bunch of softies to me. It's like, what I've done for you, you can do for me. You can open the door for me. You can pull up my chair for me. I'm like, you a man, fool. It's like, you want to be treated like a woman? I'll treat you like a woman. Smack you around a couple times. No, I was playing. But more than likely the man's gonna want some nourishment, and that's fine. Nourishment, uh, comfort, stability, all these, all the good things. But again, going upon the matriarchy or the patriarchy of things, men are going to want less from you and more from them. They're going to want less of you, and they're going to want you to be a lady, feminine, and not in her feelings. All, wash, rinse, repeat. Wash, rinse, repeat. Wash, rinse, repeat. I feel that people who are normal, and I'm talking to the normal adults in the room, the normal adults who want to get married to each other for the obvious reasons, not just because you liked them or he liked you, not because she's got a nice ass and he has great teeth. None of that crap. That's just something very small and delicate. When you care for somebody, you care for their well-being, and you're willing to do anything and everything to protect her, and provide for her. Not just providing for her, but providing for yourself first and foremost. You have to be able to provide for yourself. Every man should know that by now. Even at a young age, at age 17, you learn how to make money and develop develop money at a particular age. When you get middle age, you already know what to do. And this is why I say it's good to be independent. It's good for the woman to be independent. It's good for the man to be independent, because when you come together and you're not talking about money, you're not talking about finances, because you're already secure at that level. Even when times are hard, you're still secure at that particular level. And so when you come together and you get married and have children, it shouldn't be a problem at that point. Some are unfortunate than others. It's just who we pick, and no one has a crystal ball. No one is going to have a crystal ball in the hand and say we should be picking this person for that person. We will not know. We're just going to have to go with our feeling, our gut, our spirit, and hope for the best. Stop listening to these individuals online that think they know it all. They think that you were supposed to be with the person that was already leveled up. And what was his personality like? What was his person? What was he? What was he like on the surface? Have you talked to him? Have you communicated with him? Are you sure he's not going to bash your brains in? I mean, we already had a situation where a woman was shot and decapitated at age 19, which we're going to be playing that lady in a little bit. We already had that situation. We already had a situation where a woman was kidnapped. We already had a situation where a woman was it was just wrong how she was treated by police. And we had a series of individuals who have been done wrong by police. I'm going to do a series. I'm actually going to do a series of how many women who have been done wrong by police. It's ridiculous. You're 250 pounds versus her 120. You can nearly crush her bones, snap her her shit like twigs. So as it pertains to her question, as it pertains to her answer, because she wants security, right? You got to look at it. You got to look at his perspective, and he's going to look at your. He has to look at your perspective, and if the two don't coexist, then there are no hard feelings. There are other people. Like I said, this is not a monolith. There are other people who will first love you for who you are, and number two, will provide and protect and give you that protection that you need, that you need, not you want. But at the same time, you've got to, as a woman, you have to fulfill your end of the bargain. Let's continue.
They want to feel like I have a 2-year-old son. So when I got pregnant with my son, my significant other at the time, I kind of had a perception of how I thought it should be. I'm like, okay, I'm not going to be able to work for a couple of months. I want to know that I can rely on my partner to handle my bills and take care of the things that I need him to take care of, so I can be stress-free in raising my son. But, and that's a part of safety. Black women can be perceived as so hard and tough. It's not that we want to be, it's because we have to be, because we don't have anyone to really lean on when we really need it. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
Like,
that's powerful.
When it's like, okay, you be here when I'm up, but like, I really need you when I'm down. And
I got you.
When I'm down, I can't rely on you. So if I can't rely on you, I'm never gonna try to. I'm always gonna make sure I have it all together.
Let me ask you a caveat question to your response there. What about your non-romantic male friends? My question is, sisters tend to have non-romantic male friends. Are they a source of support, or is it not the same as a romantic part? Tell me about the difference other than the sex. Obviously, there's nothing intimate with your non-romantic partners, but can they provide the same level of support, or is it just not the same?
They actually can. I have guy best friends, and I teeter with me dating guys, and I tell them that. I have a guy best friend that I know that if I need anything, I can call him and he'll be right there. I really do. I can't even say that. Like, my guy friends, most of my guy friends, if I call them, they're going to come. If I got a flat tire on the side of the road, they'll come. Non-romantic, just friends.
Can I please ask you a question?
She said she wants to.
Hey, I'm getting my hair done right now. I just want to say, why is it that a lot of black men, if it's not romantic, they treat you better as a friend than when they are romantic with you?
I agree with that.
They treat you way better if you're just a friend with them than if you are romantic with them. I wanted to understand that a little more.
Well, I think, and I'm gonna see what some of the other brothers think, but for me, I think there's a couple reasons. Number one, many men present themselves one way when they are on the prowl, when they are on the hunt, when they are in pursuit.
I'm understanding now. Like, if you, especially when you're on the verge of being married, you think that you're so in love with this individual. You think you have it all together until one day y'all get into an argument. And it doesn't go as far as it does that day or that night, but it takes one night for you to F up and say the wrong thing to a woman. It takes one night to F up for her to say something wrong to that man. And then all hell breaks loose, right? But here comes the friend that one day you pour out your ever-loving heart to him, as if it's why am I going through this? Why do I understand? And you start explaining to yourself what Tyreek Nasheed would call nigga splaining. You would start nigga splaining to that friend that has absolute care in the world for you and wants the best for you, if that makes any sense. But then there are dudes and some women out there that says he's just looking looking to see if it's his turn or not. It doesn't matter if it takes 5 or 10 years. There are a lot of females that I was interested in. There was a lot of females that I was interested in. Did I pursue? No, because I already know that. Again, I know somebody. I'm not naive to think that there are other women who are better than my wife. I'm not naive to that. I can pursue them. It's just not on the internet. Women I can pursue it. I can pursue people out there. But I don't, because I often tell myself I have someone. And the change is imminent. She can be thinking the same thing that I'm thinking. And all I have to do is I have to change something. I have to lose weight. I have to read books. I have to get smarter. I have to get lighter. I have to get faster. I have to be more romantic, more understanding, more fulfilling, whatever I have to do. If we have to not talk to each other for a little bit, not every day, but if we have to separate ourselves for a little bit to come back and be stronger in our relationship, then I think that's what we're gonna have to do. You have to spice it up. Otherwise, the people who think they are romantic don't really know what they're doing. Because you have to, the number one rule in romance is to fulfill her every want. And then she's going to fulfill your every need, if that makes any sense.
It's one personality.
Okay.
Once they achieve their objective, once they have conquered that the object of their desire, the real them comes out.
Right.
So it's not that they switched up, it's that they took off the mask.
Right.
That's one. And then you also have to look at the aspect of narcissism. Black men suffer from narcissism. Heterosexual black men suffer from narcissism because there's not enough of us to go around. And that narcissism
I still have trouble with that word. I mean, I'm still stuck at level 1. You know what I mean? I know what narcissism means. It means basically, a person that manipulates, that basically treats you like trash, but is so self-important that he would tell the community about you, even though you're the one effing up, like that type of stuff. And they basically have a problem with her, even though she's the victim. I get all that. So I'm still stuck at level 1.
Then blinds us to what we're not doing in our relationship, because the narcissism has us feeling like you should be happy I'm even in your life, because most women don't have a man. You should be happy that you even have me to sleep next to at night, because most women have an empty bed. So a lot of us think being present is sufficient. We never even get to the accountability. We never even get to the reciprocity. You should be happy simply because I am here.
Right.
And that is that narcissistic piece that black men really need to confront. And if he is a high earning black man, it can get even worse sometimes, because now he might feel like you should literally be worshiping him because of what he's bringing into your life. Humility is something Black men need to work on with our women, and we have to stop making y'all feel insecure about the fact that it's not enough of us to go around. In other words, if you're going to be there for her, be there for her. And if you're not going to be there for her, let her know that so she can decide if she wants to stay or go. But once again, going back to that narcissism, we might not necessarily want you the way you want us, but we can't stand to see somebody have you the way you wanted me to have you. And that's that selfishness that'll keep you emotionally tied up until you get strong enough to realize that this is not what's going to serve your best interests.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, ladies. Y'all keep on doing what you're doing. My beautiful sweet brown sugar, my beautiful caramel. Go ahead, Queen. You was going to say something else.
I have a young son that's 2 years old. And of course, I don't live close by where your university is going to be. But what are some things that you feel like I should start instilling in my child right now?
2 years old, literacy is everything. Okay. Slow down on the toys, pick up the books. Slow down on the cartoons, pick up the books. Make him read to you, you read to him. Make sure he lives in a world of literacy, because your son's vocabulary is going to quadruple between 2 and 5. Our biggest spurt in vocabulary growth is between 2 and 5. Now think about what most Black kids are doing between 2 and 5. Toys, TV, video games. Books, and more books. You have to feed that vocabulary growth so your son will already be a well-spoken Black man before he even walks into kindergarten.
Okay. Thank you so much, Dr.
Thanks a lot, ladies. Y'all be safe.
Thank you.
All right,
so
beautiful.
Thank you.
Indeed.
Oh my goodness.
I am not like them or the others. Don't back down, I don't run for cover. And the crowd goes.
Okay.
Did you hear what they said? Oh my goodness, it's Dr. Umar. Ultimately, he is right. Ultimately, he is right, and we have to. Oh my goodness, we have to take the baby out with the bathwater. This time we got to. I don't know how this is going to happen, but we're going to do it in small spurts. Come together in small spurts. Just come together in small spurts. Men and women, and start over. Start over. We're not going to have the fan base that we should have. But if we start a whole new with the people that we need to start over with, the people that have the same understanding as you do, in a slow and a steady pace, we will be just fine. But we can't think about what other people think about us. Us as individuals, us who merely just want to be just normal human beings. That's all. That's it. Just normal human beings. Normal human beings that love to study law, love to study who they are, love to study the character, other people's characters, and then so on and so forth. Just learn how America works. Learn how the world works, and not be stuck on just one thing all the time. Wash, rinse, repeat. Women need to know their place. Wash, rinse, repeat. Women need to be feminine. Wash, rinse, repeat. That's that type of shit. So, but people understand, and it's like I said, it's always the same thing. If it's not about Umar, then it's about, the average everyday women. Speaking of which, normally, I wouldn't even put this on screen. I wouldn't, because I feel like we're dealing with the same thing with Fresh and Fit. I feel like we're dealing in the same BS ideology. But again, it's the same thing. It's a recycling session. We're dealing in a recycle world. A recycling world of I must be better than these groups or I must be better than that group. But yet you don't have nothing to say because it's the same thing. It is often the same thing. And I'm gonna get a reaction, and I want to see the reaction because this is just some reactionary stuff. We're just doing reactionary videos. When it no fugazi has got to be the most philosophical, light-skinned, troublesome, hypocritical, unethical Negroes I have ever heard in my entire life. Look it up. Look up all those words I just said. I mean, it's easily to call this nigga a cocksucker, but no fugazi, he's a wannabe. He's a damn wannabe. A wannabe nigga who wants to belong to a group. A group of Negroes, Sudanian Negroes, Nigerian Negroes who don't even like females. Yes, I'm talking about fish and funk. It just simply put, and ever since they got, they crashed, they got deleted off YouTube, and now they're on Rumble. They still feel that they're irrelevant, which they are not. Myron has completely lost his mind and lost some of his members. Yeah. If I ever see Old Fresh in real life, I'm gonna slap him. Now we got this Fugazi nigga, and I hate having to do this, but when I seen this clip, everybody caught on to this clip, and I'm just gonna do a reaction to it. Like, share, subscribe to the channel. Like, share, subscribe to the channel. I'm just gonna do a reaction to it. Hope everybody catches on. If not, it's like in this segment, who's right and who's wrong. I heard a drink was being thrown. I would never have a woman do that. Plus, I just think it's just stupid. But how it got to this point, we need to know, and I'm gonna do some reactionary videos besides that to a bunch of red pill Negroes, a bunch of red pill Negroes who are one of them I can't stand. I ain't gonna play the entire clip, but let's go. Fair use, fair use.
It's like that man that will allow that, he's just not a real man. Wow. He just isn't. Wow. Does that make sense?
No. It makes sense to me.
To me, it doesn't.
Girl, she's giving up her sexuality to someone else. Sexuality and some.
That because I already heard you. You just what they feel like insecure. I think that's what you said.
Hey. I'm with the shits.
Okay, basically, this woman over here to my immediate right, she would be on my immediate right if I was facing towards, if my back was towards the screen, it would be to my immediate left. So to my immediate right, this woman that looks Jamaican, which I don't mind Jamaicans, I definitely don't mind Haitians either. She was explaining to Fugazi that she's in a relationship, I believe she is married, to a man that which before they were married, she was a lesbian. Now turned bisexual because she's with the man that she loves, respects, admires, and all that other good stuff. But here's the thing. They do the whole, what is it called again? It's called polygamy. They do the whole polygamy thing. I'm not with it, but I mean, I'm cool with people who are with it because that's not my cup of tea. And they share a loving relationship with one another. Who am I to tell somebody that they're wrong and the man is weak because you let the woman do X, Y, Z, blah, 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 blah. She's supposed to be for you. She's supposed to be for you and for you only. Who the hell am I? That's why I don't get in people's business. I don't get in people's closets unless you enter into my realm and you need a piece of advice. And I'm going to tell you straight up, you're wrong. But since I'm not in your closet, since it's not my business and it's not my responsibility to tell you if you're going to, if you do this, you're going to be, if you're comfortable with all that, then cool, great. All right, congratulations. And by the way, what she also said, and I also caught up to this, she said she likes women. She loves dealing with women. She loves having sex with women. And she's with her man, and obviously they talked about it. Obviously they had an understanding because he is still with her. He is still with her because of the simple fact that it's fun and it's whatever it is. If he wants to see his woman be with another woman and doing all that kitty cat stuff, what am I to do with it? It's with a woman. It's not with another man. But he completely flipped. But Frukazi completely flips it around and says, "Yo, you're wrong because she's clapping cheeks with another man." That's not what she stated. But I'm gonna let the clip roll.
I'm with the shits. Like, we going to my
And ladies, we not moving on when the conversation is going.
No, I'm saying I'm down for
let
it.
it
Like,
keep flowing.
Like, if you ever
It's gonna get on other stuff.
You're not down for like a
you don't like threesomes with a female.
I mean, if we're speaking about me, no, that's haram. I'm not doing
you
any
don't
of that
cheat?
stuff.
So
All
you
of that
Muslim?
stuff is that's haram. I don't partake in any sodomy and any stuff like that.
Muslim? You're Muslim?
I'm not Muslim.
No, you're Muslim. You're not Muslim, but you go by the teachings of Muslim of Islam.
No. But back to the conversation. Y'all trying to throw it off. Y'all having side conversations.
Side conversations. Let's see who said all that. Who said who these? Where did I hear this from? Who said? Who's familiar? I'm familiar with those words. Who are the people who actually said those words? Oh, Fish and Funk, aka Fresh and Fit. You said the sidebar. She just asked, "Are you Muslim?" And either you're Muslim or you ain't. If you don't believe in it, cool. I don't believe in it either. All right, but you don't have to act nasty about it. Jesus.
That is for him.
No, that's not what I do. That's degenerate. But anyways, all right, back to you had a question. You were saying something how is it different?
Oh, I was just asking, like, how would they feel like insecure? I think that's what you said with if she's messing with another woman. Like me, if let's say I was messing with a man and he started like he cheated on me with a woman, I would feel some type of way.
Yeah,
but
I just explained it. So like I'm gonna break it down. I thought I was speaking really slow today, chat. I'll just speak slow.
Don't do that because I already heard you. You just asked me the question again.
Let's just walk through it, and ladies, tell me if I'm right or wrong because I want y'all to tell me. All right. So, what do you look for in a man? Like, what's the main thing? Would you say that it's security, protection, and providing? Like, that's the glue.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
got it.
loving.
Well, yeah,
like,
I know,
you can
but
provide all that, but what if you're not loving me right? Like,
I got you, but like, if protection and providing like isn't there, nothing is there. Nothing is there. That's like the glue of that's the baseline, right? Men, our baseline is sexuality and submissiveness. That's truly all we want. We want sex and submissiveness. Kind of follow our lead, and cook me some sandwiches. Cheer me on. So sex and submissiveness. That's all men. That's our baseline, right? So the man.
You can't speak for every single man. You can't speak for every man. You can't speak for every man that's in existence. You can't do that. I'm getting real sick and tired of niggas like this always trying to control the narrative and say that every man is supposed to be like this or every man is like this. No, they're not. And just because, well, you're not gonna get in there. Let's go.
In that dynamic that she has, her man, even though he's out, I'm not saying that this is right or wrong, but I'm just saying that he could be out clapping cheeks, but he's not giving up his baseline. He's not providing and protecting for these other girls, is he?
No.
No. So he's not giving up his baseline. But she, on the other hand, her baseline is sexuality and submissiveness. So even if it's a girl, she's giving up her sexuality to someone else and she's being submissive to someone else.
No.
If it's a man, that's even worse. She's like doing the most ultimate form of submission. Yeah. She's being dominated. So what I'm saying is, it's not a fair deal. And not only that, it's like that man that will allow that, he's just not a real man. Wow. He just isn't. Wow. Does that make sense?
It makes sense to me.
To me, it doesn't.
All right, fair enough.
To me, it doesn't, because that's your ideology on that topic. You feel what I'm saying? Like, that's how you perceive what you want in a relationship as a man. Mm-hmm. You understand? Other men are more open, just like some females aren't open to threesomes and things in that nature. So men go out and cheat 1,000 times.
She has a point. She does relatively have a point. Men do, and trust me, I know, men do go up there to prevent all that. Certain women who deal in these types of things, because again, I'm not polygamous, they would prefer is like, look, why don't we make a deal with one another? Why don't we, how does the word go? Why don't we just go with our fantasies? Just satisfy ourselves in that way instead of going the regular route. We'll just, because you know you're going to have eyes on other women, we'll just go ahead and we'll pick one. But don't be shocked and do not be surprised if the lady says, well, yo, I don't want a lady, I want a man. Don't be shocked at that. Don't be shocked and don't be surprised. I would say just say yes. It's just as fair, right? Again, I would never do that. I'm a one man, one woman, but you know, every man desires another woman at one point or another. Not saying I ever did it in my lifetime, but I try to stray away from that because a lot comes from that. A lot of that shit comes from that. But I get a point.
Remember when 1,000 times?
I know, but
and
like
me, I'm like, hey, listen, I like the same thing you like. So instead of you cheating, and instead of me cheating, like let's just come together and do it together.
In the beginning, I said when a man understands his value, some men don't understand.
That's his value. Like his value is high. Trust me.
I got you. Most how life goes is competence leads to accomplishments, which then leads to confidence. And when you truly got that truly genuine confidence because you accomplished some things, you got options. When you got options, time out, you have an abundance mindset. When you have the abundance mindset and it's actually not narcissistic, you know what a true narcissist is? Yes. A narcissist is someone that acts like they accomplished goals, but they really didn't accomplish anything. Their confidence is fake. It isn't pure. So when a man
red pill talk
truly accomplish things and his confidence is pure, he got options because other chicks want him, other chicks see him, he got this aura that just comes off of him. Mm-hmm. And guess what he has? He has the ability to be intolerant of females' inadequacies. So he's not going to tolerate certain things from women.
It's not even based off that. He's going off his ideology, and it's basically all red pill ideology. All red pill. All red pill, because he went way left, and the question was basically asked, I forgot what the question was, but based off that question, he went off of that and put it in his own ideology beliefs. That's what he ends up doing all the time when I hear him. And it's a waste of time doing videos about these people. It's a waste. But it's just something about this video that made me say, hey, somebody was right, somebody was wrong. And we'll get to it.
You know why? Because he understands his value. I'm telling her that her man doesn't understand his value because he don't even know his own baseline. He don't know his chick baseline that she giving it up to other people.
Okay, what I would like to know from a man, what does value? What is a man's value? What is his personal, his worth, his family? What is his value? What's the value system? What's the baseline of the value system within our society? When it comes to men, what is the base value? I should have did a video on that. And then let's go to the other side of it. What is the basis of a woman's value? What is a woman's value? What is a man's value? What is a woman's value? Because if you think that all men have the capabilities and responsibilities to run an entire world, which they don't, well, let me ask this question. What specific men are we talking about here? Are we talking about black? Are we talking about white? Are we talking about Hispanic? What nationality, when it comes to men and their value, what nationality are we speaking of here? Because if I recall, if we're talking about black men, you black men have developed very little. Because if you were developed like that, if you were that guy, where's our institutions? Where's our grocery stores? Where are airports? Where are schools? Where is the food, and where did you grow it at, and where can I pick it up so I can pay you the money, and so the money that I give to you, it goes to somewhere else in the black community, and it translates 8 to 12 times. So what is our value? What is our base value, sir?
She don't understand his value
because it's a female that he doesn't understand. Okay, let's go back to the narcissist, right? Because a narcissist falls.
Speaking of narcissists, he sounds like a narcissist. You know, a narcissist also has everything to do with being very, very, very gibber. Like, you know, this is my land, this is my world, and this is my podcast, and nobody can tell me any different. Very arrogant. Comes off of very, very arrogant indeed.
Under an umbrella, right? You have many traits of a narcissist,
Yeah,
right?
but how
what
I
you're saying
explain it,
right now can be very narcissistic to a lot of people, because there are people who are mentally abused. There are people who are mentally, physically abused, emotionally abused. So abuse comes in different forms, just like a narcissist comes in different forms. So you can't sit here and say because a man wants you to stay to him and only him while he's out doing him. A lot of y'all men don't say, a lot of y'all are not faithful.
Wait,
y'all don't play that monogamous shit.
Yeah, you're just moving the goalposts
when we talk about when we talk about a man in a man's position, we got to talk about a faithful man, a man that's standing on 10 toes, a man that know his business, a man that's going to sit there and hold down his female no matter what.
Yeah,
no matter when it comes to, because no matter if you go broke, you're never going to change on her. You understand what I'm saying? That's a real man.
Well, most
my dad
men,
is a hold on.
Most
I'm talking.
men, when they
remember we had them rules in the beginning, right? My dad is a real man, and he lives by that haram that you speak of. You understand? Muslim since the day I was born. My middle name is Sauda. Black is beautiful. You understand what I'm saying? That's what I mean. That's what I stand for. Black is beautiful, baby. You understand? So when you speak of a real man, you're speaking of my father. That's a real man.
So why don't you date a man like your father?
Oh, I'm looking for a man like my daddy. I'm looking for like a man like my daddy. But
Then
me,
the guy like
I'm
your father. You talking about your father, bro, man.
It's
You
really
just
not that
submitted-
many.
Time
It's
out.
really not
You just
that
submitted
many.
that your man isn't a
it's
real man. That your
character.
father is a real man.
Yes, character. Wise.
Yeah, but you just submitted.
Character.
Time out.
A man
Pause.
doesn't
Stop.
because
Rewind.
what
Let's
you
bring
what you
it back.
convert and what who you claim to be makes
real
you
quick.
a real man. A real man is what you stand by and what you live by every
Got it.
single
Real
day.
quick, real quick.
My father is a man that wakes up and he's peaceful. He prays for me. He sends me good energy.
I got it, Nay.
That's
I
a
got
man.
it, Nay. Calm down.
Not
Listen.
a man that's gonna sit here and tell a female you can't have a male friend.
I got
because
you, Nay.
I'm too
I got
little
you. I got
for you to have something.
Let's bring
so
it
big.
back. Let's bring it back.
Let's
One
bring
mic
it back.
at a time.
Bring it forward. Bring
And
it
also,
sideways, baby. I'm ready for
real
you.
quick, Nay, when you speaking and not cut you off, I'm the host. You got to stop talking. We're not gonna go on these long
I'm not gonna
rants.
stop talking because you the host. Because
Okay,
when you
well.
speak,
That New York came out real quick, didn't it?
Time out. I'm
thinking Jamaica Queens.
You're not gonna
respect.
It's very simple, Nay. If you're
and I
not
ain't
going
leaving.
to,
So we're gonna sit here. We're gonna debate all day, baby. I'm a
Nay,
boy.
fair enough. Fair enough.
Baby. I
That's
love
what you think.
You gonna
These
love
are,
me too.
yeah, these are the rules of the podcast, and all the girls heard.
So only the host could speak
Time
when
out.
everyone else is
Listen,
talking.
you still speaking over me.
Okay, I'm just asking.
When I'm speaking,
clarification,
and you going on these long rants, I
Why?
already understand.
Because you want to cut me off when you don't like what
Wait,
you
time
hear.
out. You still speaking while I'm speaking?
I am.
Got it. Slow it down.
All
Right. So when I'm speaking, stop speaking.
All right.
If
So
you
when I'm speaking, you stop speaking.
That isn't how it goes.
That's how it goes on my book.
Okay.
When
well,
I signed up to come here,
got it.
and I signed.
Why? Here's the thing that I would ask. Why do you women, why do you females, why do you vagina carrying individuals, why do you continuously go on podcasts that mainly are going to drag you every chance that they get? Why must you do it? Why continuously embarrass yourselves? You're gonna do that with Fresh. You did that with Fresh Fit. Continuously to do that with Fresh Fit, especially fat girls. Why do you continuously you do this? You do this to yourselves. Why? I have no clue of what do you need to prove? And this is why this is why men embarrass y'all so much. This is the reason why they talk trash to y'all so much. And they feel the need to not mow you down. They feel the need to downplay women every time. It's like they expect a different result every time. And you're not making it any better. You just make it worse. You're making it worse for people like him and other people to continuously drag females. I just don't know why y'all come up on podcasts. What is the point? What's the point?
Signed up for me to be on this video.
Cool.
That's what I signed up for. I didn't sign up to be disrespected. And that's why you don't like men on your podcast. Let's talk about it.
No, I explained that in the beginning.
No, because you want to disrespect women.
Who did I disrespect today?
Let's talk about it. No, you want to belittle people.
Did
and
I
I'm the one
belittle
to.
You belittled her man. That's what you did. You belittled a man. Basically said that he was weak because he let a woman tag another woman and he's supposed to be with him. So yeah, that is kind of disrespect. That's like talking about my wife. And I never talked about your wife. But if you talk about my wife, you talking about my wife, you talking about your my wife is a part of me. She's a part of my family. And that's basically you're basically disrespecting my family. So, he don't think he thinks he's doing something. He thinks he's schooling these women. But again, it goes back to what I just said seconds earlier. Why are women acting surprised when disrespect's coming. It's like he made a woman cry. And thought he was doing her a favor. He made a woman cry. It's like they just have no type of. It's again. I'm confused.
Belittle you first.
He didn't belittle.
Who did I belittle today?
He didn't disrespect
No, I'm just
you.
saying. I
It
watch
seems
a
like
lot
you're
of your
being very
podcasts, and I'm
emotional
just
right
saying
now.
I'm not very emotional at all. You don't see any tears.
I mean, well, it seems
My
like
lashes
you're
are
being
still
emotional.
intact, make
I
it
got
feel
you.
good, baby, and I'm smashed.
I got you. So,
Y'all got my veneers?
Nay, here's how it's gonna
Me and
go.
hibachi.
I got you. Here's how this gonna go. Right when I'm
your shit,
speaking,
big dog.
now this is gonna be a little bit disrespectful
Go ahead.
because
Talk your
you've been
shit, big dog.
disrespectful. When I'm speaking,
I got
shut
family
up.
out here.
That's totally fine.
All right, when I'm speaking
shut up.
the same
Got it.
shit. Shut up.
Got it. You just admitted that.
Don't invite nobody on your podcast.
You just admitted that your man ain't that man. That your father is that man.
No, he is that man.
No, he ain't. Your man isn't that man.
You just admitted that. I don't have to cheat with him to go with
Totally
other men.
fine.
A female is different. He
You
don't got
let
a vagina.
other people,
I like pussy.
other human beings
It's two different
explore
things,
your
baby.
sexuality.
If you can't
and
handle
it's
that,
not only for your man.
that's on you. You can't handle
You
that
sound
with your
crazy
female.
right now. No, not at all.
I feel sorry
But
for whoever
listen,
you date because, baby, I could never be trapped in the box.
we actually
I like
gonna end this. You
like
up out of here. It's time for you to go.
I ain't
You're
going
not paying us to the
nowhere.
rules.
For the people.
Steve, you can go ahead and do what you do best.
Do what you do best. I call the people.
Yes. Call the boys. Yeah, call the boys. She don't want to leave.
Hold on.
It's time for you to
Put me on
go.
whatever clips you want.
I mean,
No, you gotta
we
really
live.
He's really gonna call the police.
I don't care.
Go ahead, Steve.
Yeah,
Yeah, go ahead. Right now.
I don't care. And we gonna walk out of here the same way.
We've had this before. We've had to call the cops before.
Yeah, and they're right up the
Okay.
street.
Hold on,
Yeah,
hold
they
on.
come
Oh
very
Oh
fast.
my God! Come on,
I
y'all.
don't pay taxes in PA,
You can put it
so
on
you
me.
can call the cops if you want. I don't
It's
pay
not that
taxes.
deep. Nay.
He want to be disrespectful because
no
I have
one's-
an opinion that doesn't align with his.
Steve, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead. Do what you got to do.
No, okay,
really
Come
don't
on,
like-
let's do it.
Yeah.
I see you do this a lot on his podcast.
But he never disrespected you. He didn't call you out.
Am I that? I didn't call him anything either.
He didn't yell at you. Hey, come on, don't do
Right?
that.
I asked him for the same respect he gave me.
You
Am
are.
I being disrespectful?
Steve.
No,
Throw the
I
camera
spoke
over
what I spoke.
I understand that, but come on,
I
man.
spoke what I spoke.
We don't gotta do that. Like,
Throw
come
the
on.
big one, Steve. 4.
So you can cancel the whole podcast because we both out.
No,
Respectfully.
that's totally fine.
Because if you don't want to hear what I gotta say, then I can leave. If that was your
You
whole
outta
thing,
here, Mom.
because you did that from the
No,
beginning
you
when you didn't
cut
even
me
put
off.
me in a clip and then anything.
Oh, that's why you butthurt? You just
No,
didn't
I'm
make
not
the
butthurt
cut.
because of that. I'm butthurt
You didn't
because
make the cut for the
you
thumbnail.
don't like the fact that I have a different opinion.
No,
from
you didn't make the
from
cut for the
you. Not even
thumbnail.
from
It's just how it
everyone else.
is.
It's from you.
Many girls don't
And
make
you
the
do that a
thumbnail.
lot on your podcast.
Alright,
Because
cool.
if I was okay, keep with him, he wouldn't have a
Go ahead,
problem.
Steve. Go ahead, make that call.
People talk. He
So
let
he
you
can
talk.
go.
Let him.
And I left.
He was dumb. He's dumb, period. But I'm gonna be fair. He's dumb for having her on there and not just being disrespectful when it came towards her main squeeze. She's dumb as hell for even coming up on the podcast. I'm just gonna say it. These are some stupid. Normal. This is the first time on We-On-Loc Nation. This is the first time I'm ever gonna say this. These are some stupid ass broads. I'm telling you, these are some stupid ass broads that come up on there and expect what? Expect for a nigga to be, oh, you're so kind, you look so good, my chocolate lady. No, he's gonna talk his red pill talk. He gonna talk that red pill shit. It's like, bitches, you ain't shit. And this is how it's supposed to go. You supposed to finesse your man. You ain't supposed to be talking. You don't talk when I'm talking. You're supposed to finesse your man. You're supposed to be there for your man. You're supposed to cook and clean for your man. And yada yada yada. And whoop. No love, no affection, no none of that. This is just whatever. It's not about love. It's about respect. You didn't get respect from that white man who called you a nigga right in front of your face. And if he didn't call you a nigga, he disrespected you in other ways, but you don't fucking see because you're too busy blaming women for what exactly? My
Talk. The whole time he spoke, and
Leave
y'all
it
want
on.
to dick by him because y'all his people. I'm not moving. No
Chat, we live. We do it live.
Nay.
Put it on one, Steve.
you're ooh, booty meat. No, he's nah. They're both wrong. In my opinion, they're both wrong. You don't listen. What my woman does with me is what my woman does with me. Ain't nobody's business. I ain't gonna put my business out there like that. Never have, never will. Never have, never will. You will never catch We-On-Loc saying that I've done XYZ online with my wife. Come on. Other than go to church. You will never catch me. You will never catch me. But now she's gonna get up in a minute.
Nay.
They could call the cops.
No, Nay, it's not
I
worth
didn't,
it.
I didn't offend nobody. I didn't put my hands on nobody. I didn't threaten nobody. We all on
Time for you to
camera.
go. Steve, no. Don't do what you do. Yeah.
I don't care. He
Nay.
tripping. But we know his podcast.
It is what it is. Nah, I'm good, mama. I'm good, mama. Don't touch me, mama. I'm good, mama. Don't touch me.
Nay, come on, man.
Step out.
Respectfully.
He a little bitch.
Step out.
Oh,
Step out.
shit.
Get up out of here. Y'all seen that, right? She poured the drink. It's all good. We do it live, chat. We do it live. Both of y'all. It's all. No, I'm fine. Listen. Listen. You're trash. That's what it is. You're trash. Throw on camera one. Hey, chat. We do it live. She threw a drink on the homie. It is what it is. All good.
Oh my God.
I got another. We do it live, chat. Yo, she was mad.
I felt like everything
She
was
was
good,
mad
but
that she
throwing the
had a
drink, it
weak
was
dude,
a
and
little
her
too
dude
much.
doesn't understand his value, and her dude allows her to get railed by other men.
See what I mean? I had to get something real quick, but I just want to say, now that was totally uncalled for. But again, she's a dumbass broad who didn't need to be there in the first place. All of them some stupid ass broads for even being there in the first place. Again, this is the first time I even said this, so don't hold me to it. Do not hold me to it. This is the first. This is the first that We-On-Loc has said these are some stupid ass bros. They go into these stupid ass podcasts and thinking they're going to expect something. Expect something nice. You ain't expecting shit. You just as dumb as this nigga is. And good. I'm glad he got water splashed all over him. Good, good. But you just as worse. Both of these niggas is stupid.
Men.
Women.
No, she gets railed by other dudes. That's a fact. Let me get another shirt. Put it on camera 4. All right, chat. We are back. Yo, had to kick that crazy wildebeest off the podcast. She was big and she was mad. You know, big people just tend to be mad sometimes. I don't know why, but she was angry. High cholesterol, high attitude, high, what is it? God dang, blood pressure, all of the high. She was all of it, bro.
Too much salt.
Yeah, and she got angry because she was dating her man, right? That she claimed she has a man isn't a true man, and she was mad that I called her out on it. She ended up spilling a drink on me. So if you've seen in the last stream, I had a black tee on. It's a white tee now because she threw a drink on me. It is what it is, man. You know, that's what happens when you deal with emotional women. And I would never put my hand on a woman. Just like before, when y'all asked the question, why don't you have men, you know, in the back on the show? I said, truthfully, it kind of played out. I said, well, lady catch an attitude. I don't care about that. It doesn't bother me. But a dude, I got to get my blicky, and it's gonna be a problem, right? So we don't need those issues on a podcast. So that's what transpired. Real quick, and like some stuff that happens behind the scene, y'all don't get to see. So I'll like kind of break some things down, give y'all some more insight for the viewers. The thumbnail. It's always 5 girls in a thumbnail. If we have like, 8 girls, then
Yeah, that was dumb. That was real stupid. That was just dumb on both their parts. It was dumb for the girl for throwing the drink at him. She shouldn't just got up out of there once he said, cut the commercial, get the hell out of there. And he's just as wrong for talking about her situation when it comes to her man. Now, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna play some reaction to that video. But first, I'm gonna go ahead and play some commercials because we got some promotions to get into. Like, share, subscribe to the channel. Like, share, subscribe to the channel.
Get ready for the most glamorous event of the year, the U2B Streets Awards 2025, February 9, 2025, at Laven Midtown, located at 641 West 42nd Street, New York City. Join us at 12 p.m. for the pre-show red carpet extravaganza and a chance to win $500 in our fashion contest. From 2 p.m. to 4 p.m., enjoy the gold tier experience with speakeasy confessionals, press interviews, and premium cocktails. At 4 p.m., the platinum tier includes performances, a comedic host, an award ceremony, dinner, and gift bags. From 8 p.m., the diamond tier features a VIP after party with a DJ, aerial dance, fire performances, and gift bags. 24 YouTube categories, and many nominees. Can't attend in person? Stream the entire event live on Hush and Move Media via Uscreen for just $9.99. Get your early bird tickets before September 15, 2024. Visit now. Be a sponsor. Be extraordinary. Be there. Be great.
Getting fished.
When a man understands his value, some men don't understand
That's his value. Like, his
let me
value
finish
is
real
high.
quick.
Trust me.
I got
Believe
you. I
that.
got you. How life goes is competence leads to accomplishments, which then leads to confidence. And when you truly got that truly genuine confidence because you accomplished some things, you got options. When you got options, time out, you have an abundance mindset. When you have the abundance mindset and it's actually not narcissistic, you know what a true narcissist is?
Yes.
A narcissist is someone that acts like they accomplished goals, but they really didn't accomplish anything. Their confidence is fake. It isn't pure. So when a man truly accomplished things and his confidence is pure, he got options because other chicks want him. Other chicks see him. It kind of, he got this aura that just comes off of him.
Mm-hmm.
And guess what he has? He has the ability to be intolerant of females' inadequacies. So he's not going to tolerate certain things from women. You know why? Because he understands his value. I'm telling her that her man doesn't understand his value because he don't even know his own baseline. He don't know his chick baseline that she giving it up to other people. She don't understand his value.
Because it's a female that he doesn't understand. Okay, let's go back to the narcissist, right? Because a narcissist falls under an umbrella, right? You have many traits of a narcissist, right?
But how
what
I
you're saying
explain it,
right now can be very narcissistic to a lot of people because there are people who are mentally abused. There are people who are physically abused, emotionally abused. So abuse comes in different forms, just like a narcissist comes in different forms. So you can't sit here and say because a man wants you to stay to him and only him while he's out doing him. A lot of y'all men don't stay. A lot of y'all are not faithful. Y'all don't play that monogamous shit.
Yeah, you're
so
just moving the goalposts
when we talking about when we talking about a man and a man's.
All right, I'll pause it there. I know he's been pretty quiet. What you think so far?
Yeah, it seems like it's brewing. A fire is brewing, about to get ratchet. So,
all right.
Yeah,
I saw the clip. I'll reserve that.
Hold on, my man. He's got a couch full of questionable chicks, and I look like the ones the ring leader is ready to turn up because he must have said some things, maybe questioning her relationship. Sound like he he challenged her man, talk about him not realizing what he's dealing with. Yeah, I'm ready to see the rest of his clip though, JL. Let's go.
I'll be real with y'all. The nigga was disrespectful. Straight up. He was disrespectful. And the fact that he said that, because think about if that was any one of y'all wives, right? And I started calling your wife, like saying your wife ain't shit, your wife isn't this, your wife ain't that because she chose you. It's disrespectful.
That's not what he said.
Yeah, he said,
So look,
your man ain't confident, your man ain't this, your man is
right. You know why? She was telling him how she fuck other niggas, and he know.
No, she had other women. He lets her have other women because she's bisexual, and he has other women. So he said, and he was talking shit about her man and talking shit about their relationship, and it's like, at some point, people get tired of you talking shit.
I concur with that, even though most of these dudes is just, it is what it is, man. Talking about the togetherness, I mean, you gonna have your posse over here, you're gonna have posse over there. But as it pertains to this, I definitely concur, because again, we can have a conversation without you targeting another person's feelings, another person's, their minds, not mindset, but their disfigurements, and another person's perspective. We want to keep it as respectable as possible. We do. But again, motherfuckers turn up a notch, and all of a sudden it's a shit show because you got viewers of like 9 to like 12,000 people in the chat egging you on as a dumbass light-skinned nigga. Oh, go ahead, tell her, put her in a place. We have sunk in as far as the lowest sea. We have sunk. We have fallen deep into the abyss of hell. Literally, most of us.
I mean,
are you sure it was women and not men? It was definitely women. He even had to start correcting himself because at first he kept trying to throw in men. She was like, no, it's not men. I've never been with another man since I've been with him. I've only been with women. So he started saying, oh, yo man, any man that's confident won't allow his woman to be with another woman. Well, you didn't. My bad. I'm jumping the gun.
But Sweeney, you don't think if you bring that stuff up, if you bring it to the forefront, you don't think that the panel's not going to talk about that? You don't think it's going to be discussed?
Talking about it, and calling somebody, like speaking ill of somebody's name, especially somebody there that's not even willing, that's even able to defend themselves. If I started saying you ain't a confident person, Hank, you ain't shit, Hank, you don't know what you're doing, Hank, like that's different from just having a conversation and saying, hey, look, it's not my cup of tea. I wouldn't let my woman do that. I don't think any man should let their woman do this. But specifically targeting her man and calling him out is a whole nother ball game. And anybody on this panel can see it, and anybody.
Yeah, it's true too. The man is not there to defend himself. The man is not there to put mitts on that no Fugazi if he wanted to. But I did hear Fugazi said, when it comes to the men, he had to pull out the blinky, and women, he'll just call the cops on it. It's like, this is the world that we live in. Most of us are punks and sissies. I'm gonna pull out the blinky. If you goes, no, I came to whoop that ass. No, you touch me and I'm gonna shoot y'all. This is the world that we live in now. I've been convinced that I'm not gonna fight anyone ever again. If I do, it's gonna be if I have no other choice. If I have no other choice whatsoever. If I am backed up into a corner, and if I decide to do anything with my hands, I'm gonna crush you on the strength, on God. I am going to literally break your freaking face apart. I'm literally trying to just crush your bones. But he didn't do that no more. It's a simple pop, pop, and that's it. Just sissy shit. Just sissiness all over.
They can see that as disrespectful. You know what I mean? Like any one of us can see that as disrespectful.
At US Bank, we know what really goes into reaching your milestones.
Wow.
That's why we introduced Co-Browse, which connects you.
Position, we got to talk about a faithful man, a man that's standing on 10 toes, a man that know his business, a man that's going to sit there and hold down his female no matter what.
Yeah.
No matter when it comes to, no matter if you go broke, you're never going to change on her. You understand what I'm saying? That's a real man.
Well,
My dad is a, hold on.
Most
I'm talking.
men, when they
Remember, we had them rules in the beginning, right? My dad is a real man, and he lives by that haram that you speak of. You understand? Muslim since the day I was born. My middle name is Saouda. Black is beautiful. You understand what I'm saying? That's what I mean. That's what I stand for. Black is beautiful, baby. You understand? So when you speak of a real man, you're speaking of my father. That's a real man.
So why don't you date a man like your father?
Oh, I'm looking for a man like my daddy. I'm looking for like a man like my daddy. But me,
How do you know what he's like? Why don't you date a man like your father? How do you know what he's like? She just told you. You don't know. She told you the baseline of it. Have you met his father? Have you met any of his family members? Her family members. Have you met the unknown? In mathematics, meaning the unknown, have you met anybody? Has anybody in her family came up to that podcast and told you what to deal with? No, you haven't. So why even judge? Like I'm saying, it's just shit show.
It's really not that many. It's really not that many.
That your man isn't a real man. That your father is a real man.
Yes, character, bro.
Yeah, but you just admitted. Time out.
A man
Pause, stop, rewind. Let's bring it back.
And who you claim to be makes you a real man. A real man is what you stand by and what you live by every single day.
Real quick.
My father is a man that wakes up and he's peaceful. He prays for me. He sends me good energy.
I got it, Nay.
That's
I got it, Nay. Calm down.
Not a man that's gonna sit here and tell us.
I will admit one thing: she has way too much energy and too much stamina for people like this. People like that, they ain't not gonna stand for it. They're just not. It's like no matter what you say, no matter what you think, it's meant for certain individuals, certain people. And this is not your podcast. This is some stupid shit. Tweedledee, Tweedledee, Tweedledum. That's just all three of them on the couch and on the other couch. Like, why are you there? Why?
A female, you can't have a male friend.
I got
because
you.
I'm too little for you to have something.
Let's bring it back. Let's bring it back. One mic at a time. And also,
baby, I'm ready for
real
you.
quick, Nate, when you speaking and not cut you off, I'm the host. You got to stop talking. We're not gonna go on these long
I'm not
rants.
gonna stop talking because you're the host. Because when you speak, I give nothing but respect.
That's when I kick you off. I was like, oh, you ain't gonna stop talking? Bye. See? But we ringing on and carrying on. We have gone on the bottom of the barrel. Man, shouts out to Fatty Show, by the way. Tremendous show. Salute.
Time out. If you're not gonna respect, it's very simple, Nate. if you're
And I
not
ain't
going
leaving.
to,
So we gonna sit here. We gonna debate all day, baby. I'm a boy.
fair enough. Fair enough.
Baby, I
That's
love
what you think.
You gonna
These
love
are,
me too.
yeah, these are the rules of the podcast, and all the
right.
girls heard.
So only the host could speak
Time
when
out.
everyone else is
Listen,
talking.
you still speaking over me.
Okay, I'm just asking.
When I'm speaking,
clarification,
and you going on these long rants, I already understand.
Because you gonna cut me off when you don't like what you
time
hear.
out. You still speaking while I'm speaking.
I am.
Got it. Slow it down.
All
Right. So when I'm speaking, stop speaking.
All right,
if
so
you
when I'm speaking, you stop speaking.
That isn't how it goes.
That's how it goes on my book.
Okay.
When
well,
I signed up to come here,
got it.
and I signed up for me to be on this video,
cool,
that's what I signed up for. I didn't sign up to be disrespected, and that's why you don't like men on your podcast. Let's talk about it.
No, I explained that in the beginning.
No, because you want to disrespect women.
Who did I disrespect today?
Let's talk about it.
You
want to belittle people.
Did
and
I
I'm the
belittle
one
anybody
to
today?
belittle you first.
He didn't belittle
Who did
you,
I
though.
belittle today?
He didn't disrespect
No, I'm just
you.
saying. I
It
watch
seems
a
like
lot of
you're
your
being very
podcasts, and I'm
emotional
just
right
saying
now.
I'm not very emotional at all. You don't see any tears.
I mean, well, it seems
My
like
lashes
you're
are
being
still
emotional.
intact, make
I
you
got
feel
you.
good, baby, and I'm mad.
I got you. So,
y'all got my veneers?
Nay, here's how it's gonna
Me
go.
and hibachi.
I got you. Here's how it's gonna go. Right when I'm speaking, now this is gonna be a little bit disrespectful
Go ahead.
because
Talk your
you've been
shit, big dog.
disrespectful. When I'm speaking,
I got
shut
family
up.
out here. I got
That's
family out
totally
here.
fine.
All right, when I'm speaking
shut up.
the same
Got it.
shit. Shut up.
Got it. You just admitted that.
Don't invite nobody on your
man,
podcast.
You just admitted that your man ain't that man. That your father is that man.
No, he is that man.
No, your man isn't that man. You just admitted that.
Hey, Marcus, come in. I want to get your take on it.
He did a lot better than me.
Yeah. So first, I think he did a good job of maintaining control of himself during that conversation. When she told him that she wasn't going to be put out, if he wanted her to leave, he could have stopped the podcast and put everybody out. So the part about abundance mindset, because he didn't say anything wrong in regard. So Sweeney, I want to address it two ways. One, if he was talking about her man as if he was allowing her to fuck other men, then he was just stating a fact. If he was talking about her, like him allowing her to be with other women, then yeah, he was disrespectful. But moving forward, she became extremely disrespectful in his space. And yeah, he probably should have got her up out of there. But I get it's for content. So you maintain what you would call it, and let her engage if that's the type of content you want to make to go viral, because we're discussing it right now. But
so my question is that when people get disrespectful, and then we sit there, if you get disrespectful with somebody, then they disrespect you back. And then you want to sit up and hold your hands up as if you weren't just being disrespectful. That's what he essentially did. Was like, I disrespected you in your relationship and your man. Once you start getting disrespectful to me, because now she's starting to overtalk him on the show.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's, now you're being disrespectful. She just said, you've been disrespectful. Well, I didn't disrespect nobody. Yes, you did. And now you trying to control the degree in which how you receive the disrespect.
So yeah, you can't do that. But my thing is, I wish JR would have showed the video earlier so we could have seen how this transpired. I really feel like I'm coming into a conversation at a point when the thing that occurred that's created the disrespect has already happened, and you can't truly be an arbitrator of who's right and wrong in this scenario. I'm not even sure if she was talking about men or women because I didn't hear it. I believe you, but I just didn't hear it. And you can't.
How can you not hear it? She was clear as day when she said, "I like being around women." That's what lesbians do. They're around other women. And she happened to catch a man who was to her liking and all this other shit, and they got to complimenting each other. Had a conversation with one another, and they're together. But you, as a man, you disrespect my woman, I get the right to kick your ass. Plain, point blank, period. Put it on a piece of paper, whatever. It's that simple.
Once you start disrespecting somebody, the gloves do be off. And then is where leverage comes in. If it's your podcast and you have the leverage, you can remove that person. If you don't, you either disengage or sit there and fight. But you can't complain about what happens on either side if you choose to do either one. You have that decision. You can stay there and fight with her and argue with her and probably not go get the best of a loud, obnoxious person. unless you're louder and more obnoxious, and then you just both look crazy because you're sitting there bickering with a loud, obnoxious person.
Yeah,
or result in violence, but you can't hit the women, so you need to just stay away from the shit. No, look at this motherfucker.
Please welcome President Ronald Reagan, who has a few questions for you.
I did that just.
All right, so one thing
just to mess with you.
I'll say one thing about that is I saw that interview and I felt like she was way out of line a long time ago. And even if he did say, I didn't feel like he was being disrespectful, because here's my thing. If you allow your woman to run out and do whatever she wants, regardless of whoever it is, that's probably pretty either insecure or you don't really care about it. You dig what I'm saying? Half of these women out here that are so into the lesbian relationships and, I just want to mess with my friend, when they do that shit for a recurring thing, what was that thing we said about transgender? That's a what? Same thing. It's a mental issue. You dig what I'm saying? When they find themselves in those relationships, they like whoever liked them, and then the next week they be back. Listen, that's a whole nother thing. All I'm saying is I feel like, that is insecure when you allow that to go on to that level. I can see people doing something to have a little fun here and there, but like he said, he felt like her man was insecure. And so when she starts to talk about how her father was, he's like, then why don't you find a man like your father? She ain't like that because he's telling the truth. That ain't disrespectful. You know what I'm saying? And even if I did say something, I didn't
How was she being disrespectful? I looked dead in her eyes and she basically said verbatim, was like, I have a man like that. I have a man like my father. Now I don't agree or disagree. I'm just gonna go by your word. Is you would have somebody like that.
disrespect you. I said something you didn't like. You get what I'm saying? That don't mean you're going to disrespect me by over talking me on my platform, telling me what you're going to do and what you're not going to do, and so on and so forth. He should have put it out right then and there. He gave her a little bit of rope. So listen. I get it. I really feel like she should have got put in a place a bit sooner.
Why is it that when these people have these alternative lifestyles, and we tell them go find people with like-minded alternative lifestyle mindsets, and then they go and find that, and then you want to argue with them about the lifestyle choice that them and their partner came up with? Why are we arguing with them about it? He argued with her about her own personal lifestyle and how her and her man operate, and you're going to keep trying to double down and tell that man what he is and what he isn't, rather than just accepting that this is the lifestyle that they chose.
Well, see, to be fair, he doesn't really believe in that. He tries to go like faith-based like all the time. So
but he's not faithful.
He doesn't support any of that.
But it's not faithful. He does. She even said, "Oh, you a Muslim?" When he said, "No, that's haram." No, I'm not Muslim. Nigga, come on, bro.
Hey, but I think that the slippery slope, even with this, is the fact that he's going back and forth with a female, and this female is comfortable going back and forth with a man. So I think that creating these spaces on platforms like that, it normalizes it to where men are now comfortable with bickering back and forth with women.
Man, if y'all don't get y'all red pill asses the fudge up out of here, this is some red pill ideology shit. And Hank, you in the wrong place. I'm just gonna say it. You're in the wrong place. Wrong place, but you feel like you somebody and you need to be around people who are somebody. Get the hell up out of here.
Women, and then women are comfortable with even going to that degree in front of men. So
what was he supposed to do?
Been stopped.
How does he control the room? You have no way of correcting a woman nowadays that wishes to be sassy, and she says, "I'm not leaving." He gave her the courtesy. This is my show. This is how it's being ran. He set the rules. That is a contentious woman. And if she says she's raised under any man, and that is the behavior that she puts forth, your daddy wasn't shit.
So,
You understand?
Kenny,
So Kenny, in that case,
wait,
he
hold on, Marcus. So, Kenny, I 100% agree with you. I think the way to prevent that from happening is one, better vetting who it is that you got coming on the show, because I'm sure that he had her come on the show just because she was going to be confrontational. The other
Miz,
part, I don't know.
Bro, you never know.
I'm just
Hey,
giving my
Miz.
Never know.
So based on that and that alone, so what you're saying is that you get these girls from, I don't know, Tinder, OnlyFans. You get all these particular women from these websites or off the street somewhere. You give them a couple of bucks and then you put them on your show just to belittle them or to tell them your perspectives and your truths, or a little bit of both. Because to me, it's the disrespect first, and then it's the, we got to go through the baseline of what a life and a marriage and all this other stuff really is, even though these niggas had never been married in their freaking life except for a couple of people. And if you were married, you're in a divorce. You're in a divorce, you ain't worth nothing, and she's just as shameful, or rather you were so effed up into this life of red pill ideology that she had to leave you for reasons that I'm not going to even list because it's worthless at this point. She just left you because you were basically a piece of shit there. You were a narcissist. You were an animal to her. Right? But yet you want to blame the entire world of society on women who don't go by your ideology. If you are not on the level on the same page as one another, it's basically wash, rinse, repeat, wash, rinse, repeat, wash, rinse, repeat. Whatever.
I'm just giving my perspective. Wait, let me finish. Let me finish. I'm just giving my perspective. So the other part as well is just how you said, Kenny, earlier, of knowing how to de-escalate and create an environment where that's not even going to escalate to that extent. So there are ways.
He lowered his voice. He addressed it saying, I didn't disrespect you. This is what I want.
He was being a smartass. The nigga was being a smartass. He was being very vindictive, contradictive, and I don't care if he was lowering his voice or he was just the way he was moving. If he felt that if you were being disrespectful, then why even talk about her man in the first place? Why? Again, shit show, clicks and views, popularity. You get a couple of dollars. It's a lifestyle for you. It's like a hobby for you now. Your hobby is to be like those niggas in All Fresh and Fit. That's your hobby. Other than that, you work a 9 to 5 just like everybody else. It's a hobby for you to bring women on your show and just belittle them, right? You belittle fat people. You belittle people who have multiple have been in polygamous situations. That's what you do.
He gave her the space to respond, even though she was being rude. He gave her that 3 times, and then she took that as weakness, and she just ramped it up that much more to the point he got to the point. Well,
that's the vibe that I was getting to. The thing is I would have did some what you call them. I would have did some preliminary checks. But like if I were to do that, I would have really checked on these women to see if they're too masculine or too. How are you gonna know? How in the hell are you going to know the personalities that come with each woman? And again, these women is just dumb. They're just dumb. Dumb. Yeah, I said it. Dumb. You're looking for validation. From who? Who are you getting validation from? I don't get it. These dudes are not going to compliment you, give you flowers, and they might give you a drink, but they ain't gonna give you flowers and say how pretty you are. They ain't gonna call you. They ain't gonna be on a Dr. Umar kit. They're not gonna do that. They ain't gonna do none of that shit. Peace of pen. Peace to my beautiful chocolate queen sisters. Peace to my beautiful chocolate. It ain't gonna happen that way. They're gonna tell you what it is and how it is. It's as simple as that.
Listen, I'm putting my foot down and I'm going to be disrespectful to you. That's him offering some sort of correction. If she fell under tenets of anything of the Islamic faith or how those women move, she's a walking contradiction. Those women are submissive. That's a walk.
First of all, she never said that she was Muslim. She said she was born, she was raised Muslim. Just because you're raised Muslim doesn't mean you are Muslim. I mean, you may practice the Muslim faith, but you're not of that ilk full time. Because if you were, Muslims know how to move. Right? They move a little differently. They wear the veils, they wear everything clothed from head to toe, those type of Muslims. Right? So she's not on that particular type of time. And she wouldn't be on that podcast. And she would not be in a, what type of relationship is in a polygamous relationship. Right? But this is pretty much done. This is pretty much done. So I'm going to play the other one real quick. Hit that like button on the way in and on the way out. Hit that like button on the way in and all the way out. On the way in, I like it when getting kind of nasty. You're getting kind of nasty. Hold on a second. Here we go. Next one.
Annie's Super Mac, made with real cheese and 50 grams of protein.
Be quiet. Come on, Camellia. Here we go.
To go
Totally
with other
fine.
men. A female is different.
You
He don't got a vagina.
Other people,
I like pussy.
other human beings
It's two different
explore
things,
your
baby.
sexuality.
If you can't handle
and it's
that,
not only for your man.
that's on you. You can't handle
You
that
sound
with your
crazy
female.
right now. No, not at all.
I feel sorry
But
for whoever
listen,
you date because, baby, I could never be trapped in the box.
we actually
I like
gonna end this. You up out of here. It's time for you to go.
I ain't
You're
going
not paying
nowhere.
to the rules.
For the people.
Steve, you can go ahead and do what you do best.
Do what you do best. I call the people.
Yes. Call the boys. Yeah, call the boys. She don't want to leave.
Call them. And
Time
you
for you to
can put me on
go.
whatever clips you want.
I mean,
No, you gotta
we
really
live.
he's really gonna call the police.
I don't care.
Go ahead, Steve.
No,
Yeah, go ahead. Right now.
I don't care. And we gonna walk out of here the same way.
We've had this before. We got to call the cops before.
Yeah, and they're right up the street. Yeah, they come very fast.
Oh my God! Come on,
I
y'all.
don't pay taxes in PA,
You can put it
so
on
you
me.
can call the cops if you want. I don't
It's
pay
not that
taxes.
deep.
out here.
No.
He want to be disrespectful because I have an opinion that doesn't align with his.
Steve, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead. Do what you got to do.
No,
really
come
don't
on.
like
That's I see you do this a lot on his podcast.
But he never disrespected you.
And my dad, I didn't throw him anything either. Right? I asked him for the same respect he gave me. Am I being disrespectful?
Steve.
No, I spoke what I spoke.
I understand that, but come on.
Guys,
What I spoke.
we don't gotta do that. Like,
Don't
I
make
spoke what I
like Steve
spoke.
for.
So you can cancel the whole podcast because we both out.
No,
Respectfully.
that's totally fine.
Because if you don't want to hear what I gotta say, then I can leave. But that was your
You
whole
outta
thing.
here, Mom.
Because you did that from the
No,
beginning
you
when you didn't
cut
even
me
put
off.
me in a clip and anything.
Oh, that's why you butthurt? You just
No,
didn't
I'm
make the
not butthurt
cut.
because of that. I'm butthurt
You didn't
because
make the cut for the
you don't
thumbnail.
like the fact that I have a different opinion.
No, you didn't make the cut for the thumbnail. It's just
You know what he doing wrong? There's no reason to even discuss this with her. Once you made your decision, stand on it. Just wait on him to get there.
That's it.
That's all you got to do.
Yeah, but you know what? Everybody
keeps
keeps saying that they want to de-escalate the situation, but it's in no one's best interest to de-escalate the situation. That's not the first time he had to call the cops on a female, but that's what gives him great views. And the woman, the unruly woman, came in there with a vendetta off the rip. She came in there with the idea that she was going to burn the house down.
What is an unruly woman? What is an unruly woman? Can somebody give me that? Somebody give me that definition of that.
When she came into the piece, I don't know if you saw her like flexing and everything. Like she really was like, yeah, like, well, you ain't going to do it today. That was her whole demeanor. She was expecting to be combative. She got what she wanted, which was a viral moment. And now maybe she could go on another podcast. Maybe she could go on her social media and talk about it. And that's all it is. Everybody wants this to be escalated. No one wants to de-escalate the situation. Exactly. When you think about how he does it, he gaslights these women off rip. The way that he was coming, like Sweeney said, was disrespectful. And you know what type of response you're going to get with an unruly woman when you talk to her like that. She's going to flare right back at you. It happened the way it was supposed to happen. Congratulations, y'all got a viral video. But it was by design on everyone's part. Maybe not the other people who maybe came here to talk, but the two individuals who had the tip, it was absolutely on purpose.
Trev, I said that earlier that it's about content, but we also are discussing it in the guise of what should a man do in that regard. And as a man who wants to like live your regular life, you stop that conversation. See, this is the thing. Your words should be law. Once you told her she had to leave, there's no discussion at that point. It's not up for debate. It's not let's reason and ration. I said you got to leave. Go. You're not leaving. The next step is whatever measure is right for her to go, which was his security, whatever they had in play for her to leave. The thing you do when you allow people to rationalize their disrespect back to you and you keep them there, you're being the exact example of the thing that you told her man not to do.
Yeah, but he doesn't have he don't have a relationship with this woman, and all of that applies to real life, but not to content.
That's why security is relevant. If you're doing a podcast where it's contentious and you have to have people removed, the security of the police is your best bet because you can't hit the woman. It's not mutual combat. With a man, yeah, you go ahead and get down how you live, but you can't beat up on.
Imagine. She gave up being a woman once she gave the affront, like I'm not going anywhere.
And on the record, rather yet off the record, you just say you want to hit the woman. Just say that. Don't say it and act like it's something that you don't want to do. But in actual fact, we all see it through your lens, through your Tropicanic lens, that you want to hit the woman. You want to hit her, so just be honest. Be honest. I'm tired of these fake niggas. I'm tired of these fake ass dudes. Why don't you just say you want to hit her? He said he's like, you can't hit the woman. He said, well, she act like she gonna get up and do. What was that little dude? Is this some little guy that when he had his hand smacked, he act like he was gonna come up there and don't get me. Don't get me. Don't you ever get me. Oh, this little nigga came like, don't you get me. He walked up. It's like, I will shoot you between the eyes, you little son of a bitch. But she backed off. She backed, don't you disrespect me. Let's go.
She's now an opponent.
No, I don't believe. So I don't believe that people can change their gender by decision. And when she made that decision to act like a man, she didn't become a man in my eyes. She stayed a woman.
So wait, when the authorities come, if she gives resistance, and those say it's two police officers that come, and she gives resistance, and they buckle her up, they wrong too, right?
No, they're fulfilling a task.
Come on, that's just cognitive dissonance at that point.
No, they doing a job.
Yeah, they doing their job.
Wait, Viz.
I know, another ad. But hang on, what if you could make money every time an ad played on the internet? Wouldn't you?
No.
Now,
Viz, I heard about you in them streets. Viz, I heard about you in them streets.
Nigga, you ain't heard none of. No, I don't put my.
If she would have got the bucking at the police and they got the slamming all over that room.
All right.
Now, I don't put my hands on women, but I do.
Sit down about the police.
I do stand by defending.
All right, here we go, y'all.
Oh, it is. It's from you.
Many girls don't
and
make
you
the
do that
thumbnail.
a lot on your podcast.
All right,
Because
cool.
if I was okay, kiki with him, he wouldn't have a
Go ahead,
problem.
Steve. Go ahead, make that call.
People talk. He
So
let
we
you
can
talk.
go.
Let him.
And I let him talk. The whole time he spoke. And
Leave it
y'all want
alone.
to think about him because y'all his people. I'm not moving.
Chat, we live. We do it live.
Nay.
Put it on one, Steve.
Nay.
Nigga call the cops.
No, Nay, it's not
I
worth
didn't,
it.
I
Nay.
didn't offend nobody. I didn't put my hands on nobody. I didn't threaten nobody.
Yeah, time for you to go. Steve, no. Go do what you do. Yeah.
I don't care. He
Nay.
tripping. But we know his
Hey, it is what it is. Nah, I'm good, mama. I'm good, mama. Don't touch me, mama. I'm good, mama. Don't touch me.
meeting you.
Nay, come on, man.
Step out.
Respectfully.
He a little bitch.
Step out.
Oh,
Step out. Get up out of here. Y'all seen that, right? She poured the drink. It's all good. We do it live, chat. We do it live. Both of y'all. It's all. No, I'm fine. Listen. Listen, you're trash. That's what it is. You're trash. Throw on camera one. Hey, chat. We do it live. She threw a drink on the homie. It is what it is. All good.
Oh my God.
Here's the thing. Just like, and I may be, let me put myself on camera. And I'm thinking maybe, just maybe, just like these podcasts are going to be just like these people on the street who do pranks, all these little itty bitty little dudes that do pranks. Some shit gonna happen, and I can't. I don't know why these people do pranks to the wrong people. Somebody almost got shot. They're literally saying that we don't give two good damns anymore. I was like, we just want to go in our everyday life, chilling, relaxing, and you got some goofy motherfucker with a camera taping folks and talking all reckless, and at the end it's like, yo, it's a prank, it's a prank, it's a prank. Yo, come on, we're just doing it for you too. At that point, I'm whooping your ass. Because my life could be in danger. You don't know what could happen. And you playing with people's livelihood. The only person that could be playing, I would want to play a prank on me are my family members. Other than that, or my wife. But other than that, hell no. It's starting to get a little dangerous. And these podcasts are starting to get a little dangerous. Wasn't this same Borghese that almost got his ass whooped by he said, I don't want no talk. And it's like, man, we can do this man to man straight up. I was like, I ain't talking. I'm blasting you in the face. I'm gonna pop you in the face. No, man, I was done. We can talk about it. We can talk. Ain't no talking. Ain't no talking. Yeah. What's the brother's name? That he did a live with him too. Mr. Let Go. Mr. Let Go. Shouts out to Mr. Let Go. Shouts out to Mr. Let Go. I used to think he was weird, but he's a cool brother. You know, we met online, but we had a conversation and it was all good. It's all good. But this here is starting to get a little dangerous. So this is why I say, women, why do you waste? There is so much to do. There's so much to do than just to get on. If you were to go on, I don't know why I'm saying this, the Ricky Lake show or the Sally Jesse Raphael show you ain't getting on Oprah. Or the Jerry Springer show, all that, every day. But these right here, ain't no limit to what people could actually do on here. But I'll let y'all see. Hard head make for a soft ass.
I got another. We do a live chat. Yo, she was mad.
I felt like everything
she
was good,
mad
but
that
Because remember, the first time it was water. Second time it could be a slap in the face. Third time, well, you know what to do.
she has a dude, and her dude doesn't understand his value, and her dude allows her to get railed by other men.
Women.
No, she gets railed by other dudes. That's a fact. Let me get another shirt. Put it on camera 4. All right, chat. We are back. Yo, had to kick that crazy wildebeest off the podcast. She was big and she was mad. You know, big people just tend to be mad sometimes. I don't know why, but she was angry. High cholesterol, high attitude, high, what is it? God dang, blood pressure, all of the high. She was all of it, bro.
Too much salt.
Yeah, and she got angry because she was dating her man, right? That she claimed she has a man, isn't a true man. And she was mad that I called her out on it. She ended up spilling a drink on me. So if you've seen in the last stream, I had a black tea on. It's a white tea now because she threw a drink on me. It is what it is, man. You know, that's what happens when you deal with emotional women. And I would never put my hand on a woman. Just like before when y'all asked the question, why don't you have men, you know, in the back on the show? I said, truthfully, it kind of played out. I said, well, ladies, when y'all catch an attitude, I don't care about that. It doesn't bother me. But a dude, I got to get my blicky and it's going to be a problem, right? So we don't need those issues on a podcast. So that's what transpires real quick. And like some stuff that happens behind the scene, y'all don't get to see. So I like kind of break some things down, give y'all some more insight for the viewers. The thumbnail, it's always 5 girls in a thumbnail. If we have 8 girls, then we'll put 4 at the bottom and we'll put 4 at the top in the thumbnail. But if it's
man, this
I draw the line at throwing drinks. I ain't gonna lie to you. I draw the line right there.
Wait, if she throw the drink, what you gonna do, Sweeney?
Yeah, what you gonna do? You still defending it?
Hey, I'm an equal opportunity. I don't give a fuck what y'all say. Don't throw no fucking drink on me.
I don't know, man. To
don't throw no fucking drink on me.
This shit is all disturbing on both ends. I think that the way that she handled herself.
I'm calling Marcus. That's what I'm gonna call.
The way that she handled herself, in my opinion, the way that he handled himself after the fact. I think that it was just it's distasteful, man. We're doing this for views, and we're normalizing this behavior. You know what I'm saying? Dude played it cool, but that could have very much easily escalated to a situation where neither one of them really wanted to be in. And then, God forbid, if dude came up there, just how we were talking about with Kenny, and the guy's over emotional, and now they both got blickies, and now they're in this whole situation. So me personally,
I 1000% agree.
I condemn.
No, Vince, it's okay to have a gun in that situation, right?
No, I mean,
niggas be wilding.
No, they do, and that's and for that very reason, that's why I think that it is important for a person to be able to protect themselves. If somebody is going to escalate it.
You know what's crazy?
I think the entire thing is disgusting.
You know what? I just thought of something. If I'm ever in a situation where I'm feeling threatened, or rather, if somebody threatens me and they have their guys there, I'm gonna do something to scare the entire world. I don't give a y'all talk. I see right now that it's getting quite dangerous. And it's on the entire world, and so this is the reason why certain kids in certain neighborhoods don't go outside no more. Woo. This is the reason why kids need to be outside. They need to be outside. They need to do some form of activities. God dang! It used to be boys would interact with other boys, and then the girls would get all up in their shit and just stay. And then you got the boys playing double dutch with the girls, and you got the girls playing basketball with the boys, and then if they got their little set, and this is what happens back then. I don't mind it as long as you're outside. These motherfuckers have never been outside before. I see it. I absolutely see it. Because we're talking about blinkies and all this other stuff. Please believe me, if I end up in an environment and I feel that there's no way home, there's going to be no way home for all y'all. That's just how I see it.
My opinion, that we're doing this and normalizing it for views.
Hey, Viz, real
the
quick,
basis of it.
If she would have threw that drink on your nice blazer tonight,
Kenny, I worked and bounced in clubs in Chicago.
Nigga, it was just water. Calm down. It was just water. I was making a statement that it could have been something else, but it was just water. Niggas, again, just say you want to beat her ass. Just say it. Tired of all this fronting and shit. Just stop. Just say it. Be honest. Be fucking honest. You want to beat the woman's ass. That's what you want to do. For throwing a drink on you. What if it was a drink that had money in it? You know, I've been have you had anything thrown at you? Yeah, money. And I was too damn stupid to like, you threw some money at me? I'm thinking, oh, thank you. You gonna throw your change back at me? Oh, sure, I can keep this. Thank you, bitch. A drink, oh, I'm melting.
Chicago for 8 years. I've seen a lot and done a lot, and me escalating something like that, because
wherever there is for you a dream, a goal, let's run there.
If you're in the room, hit the like button on the way in as well as on the way out.
Physically putting hands, unless I'm removing you. Me physically putting hands on you for throwing a drink on me, it's not even worth the aftermath that comes to it. So
you had drinks thrown in your face while you did security.
And another thing, why do stupid ass niggas always ask stupid ass questions? Have you ever had a drink poured on you? Huh? Huh? Stupid.
Never.
I was about to say, if you got that drink thrown on, you'd have roughed them up a little bit more than you normally do. You'd have gave her the wing out the room. She'd have been sitting like this and shit.
By that little ponytail.
Of course, I absolutely had to remove.
He said, of course.
Women.
I'm talking, you'd have put some extra spices on that shit. You'd have made sure you kneed her in the back real quick on the way out the room while you was carrying her away. You ain't just go, you like, oh, this bitch gonna throw a drink on me. I'll fix your ass.
No, I'll put you in a position.
The part y'all missing about what me and Viz is saying, the part me and Viz is saying that's the most important thing is he continued to escalate. He escalated that situation. He antagonized her. He fought back and forth with her. He was bickering with her. Look, you've already determined that this situation is going to end badly. Now, as a man, you got to figure out what's your options. Are you going to fight this woman? No? Okay, well, she just got to go. You need to do whatever you need to do to get her up out of there.
But that's what so here's my thing.
Hold on, y'all.
I'm gonna keep. Here's my thing, man. We gotta go back to the root of what the issue is. The root of what the issue is an unruly woman that was under no real man's guidance. Plain and simple. Ain't no real man gonna have his woman on a podcast talking about how he let her eat pussy. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. And he told him what he said. He is insecure. Your man, if he allowing you to walk around talk like this, once you find a man like your father, because I bet you he wouldn't have allowed it. You know what I'm saying?
You don't know him again. These niggas is delusional. Just because you wear fucking sunshades and shit, meaning that you're special, meaning that you're better than everybody else. Nigga, I will crush them goddamn sunglasses. And then what you gonna do? I'm starting to hate niggas with sunglasses. I'm starting to hate niggas with sunglasses because they come up on the podcast. Damn, I left mine in the car. They come up with sunglasses and shit. Yeah, man. Yeah, fuck that. Yeah, I'm somebody with my $10 sunshades on. If you don't get your corn on the cob eating, Sunny Delight drinking, need a hairline, shade pussy ass the fuck up out of here.
And he told her like it was, and she didn't like the reaction, and she couldn't handle it, and she showed.
Sure, hey, how you doing, babe? How you doing? Welcome.
How unruly and disrespectful she is. I don't feel like he did much wrong. When it come down to it, he told her exactly the truth. Just because she couldn't handle it, that doesn't mean you get out your body. Because if he was a lesser man, he could have knocked her block off. You know what I'm saying? He stayed composed, never even got out his seat.
And again, I've heard it too many times already. You want to hit her, hit her. If you want to hit her, just say it. You've been saying it. I know you've been thinking it. I know you've been thinking it all along. It's like, I wish I was in his position. I'd have knocked her the second she disrespected me. Like, what? The second she disrespected me, I was going to knock her. Got that. And then you would have went to jail and you would have had your booty raped. Yep, you would have went to jail and you would have been like the booty warrior. Yep. I would love to see today that on a public forum, a public podcast, if you were to be as dumb enough as to hit a woman, a harmless woman, a harmless, vulnerable woman, that you would end up being responsible. And guess what? All of I almost forgot. We're in election year. I would love it. Go ahead, hit her. Go ahead and hit the woman. You know why? It gives more strength to Kamala Harris's people to get her in the office much, much faster. Much faster. Go ahead and hit her. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead and hit her. Proves a point. Proves a point that most of you Negroes don't even deserve black women anyway. So why don't you just go ahead and hit her? Go ahead and hit her. And then her man gonna come through with the blankie, and he gonna go bop, 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 boop, bop, bop, that diddy, bop, 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 boop, bop, bing, and he gonna start shooting. He gonna start shooting. And what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Just like last time when the brother was up there and he was like, yo, man, I'm tired of that talking. And you was like, and he wanted, yo, man, hey, we can have a conversation. Ain't no conversation after you done disrespected me. I am not her. I am me. I am him. But it's sad. It's sad. It's sad in these situations where we have to deal with. It's sad in the fact that people, mostly women, have to deal with the situation that, or in a situation that, how do I say this? Let me say this and I'm gonna stop rambling. If you are in a situation and if you are happy, then let it be known that you're happy. But people who aren't in those situations are going to look at you and then are going to be so damn jealous, so goddamn jealous of you and your happiness, and they're trying to figure out why they're not happy. Or if they're in a situation already, it's the fact that they're not getting the same results as those people. See, I don't mind. I don't care. I'm not that way. I'm not in a polygamous relationship, nor do I want to be. Because to me, it gives too many problems. I mean, it might be fun for a while, but then you start to question, unless you're that damn freaky, you start to question y'all's relationships. Am I truly for? I mean, you might say something that might trigger a woman, or to think that, well, you didn't love me when you were all up in her guts. But he can say, now wait a minute, you wanted this as well. It doesn't go well. It doesn't go well at all. If you go into it with no feelings into it, this is just my opinion. If you're in a polygamous relationship, right, and if you do it once, then you just do it once. You're human. You're gonna do some things out of the ordinary every once in a great while. I'm not saying it's wrong or it's right, but I mean, it's y'all relationship and y'all are happy. That's the thing. If both of you are in it to win it, cool. But don't go on some freaking podcast and have some dude disrespect you just because you're happy. That's stupid. You're not that everybody's value system is not the same. And I'm good with that. And I'm very, very good with that. I meant to do this, but I got sidetracked. That was my apologies. I should have played the video, the very last one we're going to play from the very beginning. We all know what it is, and that is the Sade Robinson case. Now, I'm gonna try hard as hell to get her mother on the show because her mother deserves justice. And this is the situation where I'm talking about. My very first words in the topic were, are our children important? And this world is really crazy. This world can really get you on your heels. This world makes people not go outside their doors anymore because you don't know what the outcome is going to be. Is it going to be, crazy people not able to drive? We got flip cars everywhere, at least in my city. I mean, it doesn't matter where I go in my city, in Las Vegas, on the highways and even on the streets, on residential districts, you see flip cars everywhere. And it's in summer. And then you got homelessness, you got pedophiles, you got predators, you got a whole bunch of just mixture of evil and wicked things out here in the world. But first and foremost, the most dangerous one, in my opinion, is a serial killer. And shout out to shout out to Sade Robinson's folks, especially the father. I reported this time and time in and time out, and I'm going to be doing this until the court hearings. And the court hearings is at I believe it's 2 months from now. It might be next month. I forgot. But I'm going to be there. I'm going to definitely be taping. Well, not taping it, but I will be going live for the hearing of Sade Robinson. And hopefully Mr. Anderson gets what he deserves. He's been planning this all along, and I'm going to show you, instead of telling you, how that came about. And again, I'm going to try my best to get the lady up here and offer her my blood and my soul and my everything, and ask her. It would be my honor, as well as my family's honor, to be within your family. In other words, could I offer you as being your nephew? Can I offer you as being your nephew? Because at the end of the day, family, we're all that we have in this world. We are perishing at a dramatic rate. Here we go.
Found a severed leg in a nearby park belonging to Robinson. Anderson is now accused of killing, dismembering, and leaving Sade's body parts all over Milwaukee. WISN television reports that a friend of Anderson's is now a confidential informant in the case. He told police that Anderson showed him a room in his basement where he planned to kill Sade. The search warrant indicated a plastic tarp covered a sanitation sink, and 3 saws were found in the room. The informant told police that Anderson planned on shooting Robinson and then dismembering her body in the room before disposing of her body throughout the city. Now, the defense has denied that these claims have any relevance and that this informant has any information. Let's bring in to discuss attorney and law professor Dante Mills and forensic death investigator, professor and host of the Body Bags podcast, Joseph Scott Morgan, is with us. Thank you both for sticking around with us. Joseph, I'm going to start with you. We've got this search warrant that is showing things that were recovered inside of the home. A P-trap from the sanitary tub in the basement, a pipe in the laundry area, swabs of stain and cushions on a leather couch with different debris. I mean, they've got a lot of stuff from inside of the house. How is this, in your opinion, going to be connected and put in front of a jury?
Real quick, if those who are in attendance, I appreciate you. Like, share, subscribe to the channel. If you have not been able to do so, please become a member of the We-On-Loc Nation channel, where we bring you nothing but respectful truth. And of course, respect. With this, again, do we care enough to know that we have babies that haven't even developed yet, haven't even developed to at a suitable, they're alive until they have a full understanding of how this world works. They are in danger. As long as us men are in a free environment to teach our daughters as well as our sons about how the mind works when it comes to serial killers, rapists, pedophiles, and stuff like that, the ones that are able to snatch you off the street without any remorse, to remove your guts away from you, your heart, your spleen, your just spine, either for survival or just for humiliation. Just to hurt you as a parent. Do you have the know-it-all, the knowledge to teach your children the mindset, how to be strong up here? Because again, you can be the baddest person on the planet, but without this mindset, without the mindset of, say, I'm going to tear your face off if I have to go to hell and back just to keep my family safe, that's what I'm going to do. We have to have that mindset. And I don't want to hear any of these Christians go, oh, don't talk about hell, never. Shut up. Put it in context for what I said. Just put it in context. I mean, if you have to go for the worst of the worst just to keep your family safe, I don't care what the situation is. I don't care. I'm willing to do anything for my daughter and my son. I have one daughter, one son. At least that's what I know. Anyway, but that's just for all of you to think. I mean, yeah, the blinkies, they're nice. But I want a person that is coming after my children to suffer like I suffered. To suffer like I suffered. It's nice. I mean, a blink, a gun, a knife, you can end it and it'll be all for nothing. But a actual time to tear his head off, put it on the coffee table, pour him a drink. I'll pour him this what's this thing? This Cali Red. I'll pour him some Cali Red. You know what I'm saying? and I'll pour me some Cali Red and we can talk about it while your head is on the coffee table. We can do that.
To indicate that this was in fact something that was planned out and that it connects to Sade Robinson.
I don't want to step on my colleagues' toes here relative to and get too far off into the law relative to this, but I have to say that if anything smacks of premeditation, this does. This individual is purposed, and we do know this relative to dismemberment cases. You need privacy for this, and what many people don't understand is that when you have cases of dismemberment, it is arguably one of the most messy affairs that an individual perpetrator can engage in. Because of all of the physical evidence that's left behind. It requires a lot of preparation. You have to have knowledge, and then all those things that you don't account for, particularly at even a molecular level of the things that you're leaving behind. I don't want to be too grotesque, but when you think about, say, for instance, even elements of bone that are left behind as a result of sawing, undetected blood, for instance, and even skin tissue, hair, those sorts of things. And the fact that things would be lined with plastic goes to.
Did anybody see a law-abiding citizen? A law-abiding citizen with Jamie Foxx and that one dude from 300? That's the type of stuff that was done to her. All because she's seen something that she shouldn't have seen. Like, it was literally all planned from the beginning. We just don't know the details of everything quite just yet. And we also don't know the steamy details of it because there were multiple victims. She was just one of many victims that has suffered at the hands of this nut job.
To this idea that he was mindful of this, and I got to tell you, it really sends a chill up my spine, because it's hard for me to fathom that this would be his first time out of the gate relative to something like this. And maybe it's just something he's been planning for a while, and he started with this poor young lady. I have no idea, but this would have taken time and purpose.
There are many people who are poised listening to see if there are going to be any connections between this defendant and any other unsolved cases, because even in his home, there was women's clothing that was located in the beams. There was this bedazzled compact mirror that seemed to belong to a woman. So there are these and names in a notebook. So there's this possibility, but we can't go there until we hear from police if they've got a connection. Dante, can you speak to where this defense is right now? Because you've got this informant, and that really could just finish off this case for the defense, but they are disputing that this informant is actually legit. Should the state even go there? They got a lot of evidence otherwise. He was the last person seen with Sade. Do you put this informant on the stand who may have credibility issues?
Absolutely, because what it shows, and I thank the professor for leaving me an avenue here, is the means, motive, and opportunity of the defendant to have planned this crime and to have the ability to carry it out. So you want to, when you're prosecuting a case, you want to make sure you have all of the pieces in place, especially as something as grotesque as this, as something as gruesome as murder, especially when you're talking about the possibility that there could have been other victims or would have been other victims. You want to make sure that this person, if he is responsible for this, does not have the ability to do it to anyone else ever again. And that means following through with every piece of evidence that you can. So you want to pair the fact that you had her cell phone ping at his house to show that she was there. And then you bring in this witness to talk about the layout that he had, where he had the plastic. He said in advance that he was going to do these types of things. It's disturbing that he had another woman's ID at his house, a 27-year-old woman. So you want to make sure that you have everything included in your case so that the jury hears as much as possible and they have everything they need to come up with a guilty verdict if in fact he is responsible for this, and make sure he goes away for a long time.
Joseph Scott Morgan, how aggressively do you think detectives are following up on these leads? They're looking for the woman whose ID it was, the woman's name's in the notebook. Yeah. Are they aggressively going after this case, or are they really focused on Robinson and if they are led to something else? I mean, inquiring minds want to know.
Full court press here. And I'm telling you, you have to overturn every stone in this area when you begin to think about forgotten individuals that are walking the streets, these sorts of things, and looking for any elements that might, any kind of foreign DNA that's going to be inside of that basement. And I have to remind folks that there are any number of serial perpetrators that are out there over the years that have kept mementos. I think most famously is probably BTK. Many people remember him, and he actually had a hiding place where he would keep elements. And, you know, they have, and I'm not a forensic psychologist, don't want to be one, but, you know, they go back and they fantasize about these things and they try to relive it. It's something they can hold on to, you know, long after a body is gone. So these little elements, you talk about things like compact mirrors and all these sorts of things, and even intimate items, you know, with underwear and things like this. And I have no insight into what they may have found. However, I think that it would be prudent for them to tear this house down or go through it as with a fine-tooth comb, looking for any kind of foreign DNA that does not tie back to that residence specifically. And they need to pursue every potential lead, because I don't know how many open cold cases they have up there involving females that might fit her demographic and her specifics as far as age and appearance. But I think that they're probably pressing forward with this.
Let me follow up with you, Joseph, because this home was sold. It no longer belongs to Maxwell Anderson. Another family, ideally, is living inside of it. And the prosecutors and police have said.
What the fuck? No, I wouldn't want to live in that house. It holds the memories of all those people who are getting killed. I would actually tear the shit down and rebuild it. That's just how I would rock. You don't sell a house where multiple women have been murdered by this guy. Come on. Plus, you don't know how many bodies he has in his backyard. That's why he was digging holes in his backyard. That's ridiculous.
Look, we've gathered all of the evidence we need to. We can go back when we want to, but you're talking about a full-on, deep, detailed, it seems like, a search of this house. You mentioned the words tear down to get to this information. Do you think that that's possible to do when you have another fully functioning family inside of that home that's not going to really be happy about the crime scene being torn apart like that?
Yeah, well, I don't know. I would. It's interesting that this house was sold to somebody and they might not have had knowledge of this. I'm kind of interested in that aspect as well. But yeah, I mean, if the family's cooperating with the police, you talked about, or it has been mentioned, things being found in rafters, these sorts of things. It sounds as though they're going through every inch of this house. But that door has to be left open, and also any kind of further excavation that might need to take place in the surrounding yards as well. And let's keep in mind, he had various dump sites that he was going to. Famously, you know, we covered this on my podcast. Famously, you know, we had, I hate to talk about this so badly, so horrible, but limbs, you know, appearing out in the lake and this sort of thing that had been placed out there and had washed back ashore perhaps. Nothing is off the table here.
Absolutely. A gut-wrenching case, such a difficult one for the family.
Out in the lake and this sort of thing as well. And let's keep in mind, he had various dump sites that he was going to. Famously, you know, we covered this on my podcast. Famously, you know, innovation that might need to take place in the surrounding yards as well. And let's keep in mind, he had various dump sites that he was going to. Famously, you know, we covered this on my podcast. Famously, you know, we had forgotten individuals that are walking the streets, these sorts of things, and looking for any element on you. You have to overturn every stone.
Or they really focused on how aggressively do you think detectives are following up on these leads? They're looking for the woman whose ID it was, the woman's name's in the notebook. Are they aggressively going after this case, or are they really focused on Robinson and if they are led to something else? I mean, inquiring minds want to know.
Full court press here. And I'm telling you, you have to.
Look for that dude's podcast. Hold on. I am now interested because, of course, if you live in the Milwaukee area, if you live in the LA area, if you live in here in Nevada, if you live somewhere where it's a very, very small city and up to like, I don't know, 10,000 people, it's highly scary. It is highly scary. Oh, I see D Truth. My man D Truth TV is covering the Sonia Massey case. Shouts out to D Truth. Shouts out to D Truth. All right. Check. Ooh, I had it. Jack State. Is it Jack State? Okay. Let's put that in. Jack State podcast. Let me put that in. Sorry about this. I gotta know something. I gotta know something. Let's see. I don't think this is it. No, this is not it. This is not it. But I'll look for it. Is it Jack State? Form Independent Institution. Let's do this. Let's go to check on Sade Robinson. Let's see. Oh, pretty much the same stuff. Of course, he had the warrant out for his arrests. I wonder what his father has to say. I wonder what his father and everything. I wonder what his father has to say. Let's see. Look at this. Yeah, let me see. All right. Before we can get into that, let's get into this.
Overturn every stone in this area when you begin to think about forgotten individuals that are walking the streets. I don't know. I would. It's interesting that this house was sold to somebody and they might not have had knowledge of this. I'm kind of interested in that aspect as well. But yeah, I mean, if the family's cooperating with the police, you had talked about, or it has been mentioned, things being found in rafters, these sorts of things. It sounds as though they're going through every inch of this house. But that door has to be left open, and also any kind of further excavation that might need to take place in the surrounding yards as well. And let's keep in mind, he had various dump sites that he was going to. Famously, we covered this on my podcast. Famously, we had, I hate to talk about this so badly, so horrible, but limbs, appearing out in the lake and this sort of.
Yes, he's a serial killer. We all know this. So let me see. This is the last one before we get up out of here. I do appreciate those who have been in attendance. It's been a long road, but we're going to keep on going. It's going to be a long road. Especially going to be a long road to get to 2K, but we're gonna get there eventually. Here's a mom. Here's the mom.
We help individuals and organizations better lead and manage change, and now we're
at this point, though, we are hard pressed and looking for transparency. We filed open records requests, which were today we received information that they were be denied on the basis of criminal investigation, which is the age-old scenario that they tell people in the community. If you want transparency, there should be transparency. Open records laws were created for there to be transparency. There's no investigation that is happening with and mind you, this was the open records request to Waukegan. So there's no criminal investigation or administrative investigation that should prohibit the family from knowing how the alderman got access to that photograph. That is utterly ridiculous. Transparency is transparency. It should be had. Justice should not be prevented. The lawsuit was filed yesterday against Maxwell Anderson. The lawsuit is public information. You can read it for the actual facts as they state therein. I think most of the facts are obvious to the community at this point. So I'm not going to spend a lot of time going over the facts. What I will say is that the family would like to protect their rights, protect the image of their daughter. That is one of the main reasons for that lawsuit. No criminal should have the right to make money off of harm that they do to the community. That goes without saying. And therefore, I believe that the images of him, as well as the images of Sade Robinson, should remain, those rights should remain with the family. They should have the rights if there was ever a television show or a movie that was produced or a interview done. They should have all rights to that information, those images, as they see fit. They should have the right to determine the legacy of their daughter, the imagery of their daughter. The lawsuit is also being held and been put into place because we believe that anyone that is harmed in this community deserves the right to go after and seek retribution, financially as well as emotionally, for what has been done to them. If they do that, there should also be put in place immediately by the city, by the state, halts on all access to that person's assets, be that their home, be it their financial bank accounts, be it any business that they have interest in. The federal government does that all the time. It is a normal, actual practice. I've represented many a federal case, and every time I walk in the courtroom, the first thing that is filed is a halt on all finances. Same thing should be happening at these types of situations. The service to happen.
And you said you filed an open record request.
Yes.
In regards to Washington.
Yes.
Has the Milwaukee County Sheriff done any type of vote from them at all?
No, not yet. Not yet. I don't expect to, though, at this point. Like I said, the lawsuit was just filed. I have not myself sent them any open records requests just yet. But I also want the criminal case to move along further than where it is. Before I do that, I don't want to take any actions that may disrupt that process. And I believe that process should resolve before this civil case even resolves.
You mentioned rights, maybe you can retain rights to Sade's stories.
Yeah, well, like I said, I will stick to this until the hearing begins. I believe sometime this month or this coming month or the following month, preferably at the end of the year. So, and on top of that, I will try to reach out to the mother to get an exclusive interview. And for the memory, not just for the death of her, but for the life of her. What was she like? what was she into? What was her education like? What was she like as a child? Stuff like that. Are our children important? All of our children are important. It is important to continuously keep the strength and the knowledge, something that we can pour onto our children and let them flourish throughout life, not just being disciplinarians most of our lives, but to equal it out, to balance it out. Because one day you're going to be in the same position as a baby, and they're going to be the ones taking care of you. You done your job, so let them do theirs. We hope in hopes of one day our children taking care of us. We're dying at a dramatic rate. Not just through gun violence, not just through police brutality, but if it's not Mother Nature, then you need to care for one another. Just challenge one another. Just say hi, how you doing? What's happening? What's up? How you doing? Shit like that. Until then, I'm We-On-Loc Nation. Thanks for coming around and seeing the brother.